Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
With smartphones being such an integral part of our daily lives, it is truly an inconvenience when it doesn't work properly. It disrupts the normalcy of our day. When you go into the cell phone store to have it repaired, they just try to upsell you on a new phone. That's why the owner of iDrop, TKL, left those places and opened iDrop. His goal is a happy customer. TKL and the team will listen to what you have going on and work to solve the problem of your broken device in a way that best suits your needs, instead of trying to upsell you on something that you just don't need. They don't just repair phones, they can service your laptop or PC as well as your Mac. Windows 7 support is over, but iDrop can help you transition to Windows 10. They have a 5-star rating on Google with hundreds of positive reviews. Let me say that again. I don't think y'all understand how big this is. They have a 5-star rating on Google. Their customer service really speaks for itself. So if you ever find yourself with a device that isn't performing as it should, give iDrop a call at 865-888-9740 or check them out on Facebook at iDrop of Knoxville. If man made it, they can fix it.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain Event with your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 laps and a Ric Flair.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. It is Friday, folks. We made it. We made it to Friday. Ben McKee, Jason Swain, live here from the Low T Center studio, and joining us, like we like to do on Fridays, our guy Seth Stokes. Seth Stokes, good morning, sir.
Good morning, fellas. How we doing today?
Hey, man, we good to go. We good to go, man. We got Ben's gas tank all filled up. He's ready to go hit the road to Tuscaloosa for this game tomorrow. Ben, you ready, man? You ready? You excited? Let's get it.
No. Good morning to you. Good morning to Stokes. Good morning to everybody but Alabama fans this morning. I hope you step in a huge pile of dog crap as soon as you walk out of your house this morning.
I'm with it.
And I'm not going to Tuscaloosa today. I'm limiting my time in Tuscaloosa to when I have to be there. I'm going to Huntsville.
Terrible.
So it's not a great town. No. Everybody makes it up to be some great college town. It's a dump. It is the butt crack of America. I mean that's what it is. Everybody talks about needing to cut off the state of Florida. The more pressing issue is cutting off the state of Alabama south of Huntsville.
That's hard to do, man, and
So,
actually
I
without the rest of the states falling into the water.
No, you could slide it out like a Jenga piece. I mean, it goes right into the Gulf. We could sliver it out, get a couple of boats out there in the Gulf and tie it to the land and just pull that sucker on out. Sorry, Vol and Birmingham, but somebody's got to go.
I'm glad you're in radio, man, and not in charge of constructing any buildings or something or anything like that.
You don't think that would work?
Nah, man, you'd be in trouble. You'd be in big trouble. But yeah, you are right though, Ben. You are right, man. Tuscaloosa is indeed a dump. Especially this weekend, man. Especially this weekend. And, Stokes didn't get a chance to really talk to you outside of full-letter words during the game that we text back and forth to each other during the Ole Miss game. But, how are you feeling going into this game? Listen, I know about the Alabama Tide and, their talent. But just, how does Seth Stokes feel just about the football program, football team, just heading into this week?
I feel positive about the program overall. There's some things that haven't went Tennessee's way, but in all reality, a team that some were considering if they get to a bowl, that's lucky. That mostly was going to be a season full of disappointments and a terrible record. This team has had a chance to be a one-loss football team right now. I mean, in all honesty, there were opportunities for this to be a one-loss football team going into this week. That's not the reality, but those opportunities presented themselves, and this team just couldn't quite take advantage for one reason or the other. Heading into the Alabama game, I honestly, this team is more patchwork now than it has been all season just because of the injury situation. Don't know if Hooker's going to play. The team's going to need Milton if Hooker can't go, and the offense didn't really come alive until don't know if Hooker's going to play. The team it just didn't really come alive until Hooker got in there, and it's a situation where, look, I just wanted Tennessee to fight, claw, scratch for 60 minutes. I don't expect a victory. I hope for the best, but what I really hope for is to get out of this game unscathed from further injury, and then give the guys that bye week to rest up and get ready for Kentucky.
That's the thing, man. There's always positives you can take out of every situation.
Mm-hmm.
When you're playing this game, even when you lose, definitely when you win, but there's positives to take out of the Ole Miss game that can help you for the rest of the season. It may help you against Alabama. Doesn't mean you're going to go out there and win the football game, but I think, Stokes, you mentioned it, man. The way that bodies dropped in the Ole Miss game and a couple of games before then, that's something that you want to prevent if you're Tennessee. And honestly, you can't prevent all injuries, but you want to be careful, you want to be hopeful, and you want to be able to get out of that game as unscathed as possible to where guys they don't get hurt and miss multiple weeks. You're going to have guys that get bumps and bruises and they're sore for a couple days, and they may need some extra TLC to be able to play the next game. But you have a bye week after this one, so that's something that you take into consideration too. Guys that, especially Hendon Hooker, do you say, all right, we're gonna throw you out there, man, because we have a bye week the next week, and then 2 weeks to get ready for Kentucky? Will that play a part in some of the guys that were banged up in previous games didn't go? Will they go tomorrow because you have basically 2 weeks before your next game? So, Ben, Josh Heupel talked to the media on Thursday, and he said a whole lot of something, didn't he?
He did. He did for sure. The biggest takeaway is that they expect to get Kayron Calvert back at some point, the veteran offensive lineman who suffered a biceps injury at the beginning of fall camp. He mentioned on Vol Calls Wednesday night that, and he mentioned it unprovoked that Kayron Calvert had been working in practice and getting back on the field and was slowly progressing. So I followed up yesterday and asked if it was a reasonable expectation to get him back on the field by the end of the season. And Josh Heupel said that it was, that he's been working and they have a reasonable expectation to get him back by the end of the season.
I like it.
So that would be a big boost. I don't think that Josh Heupel in Tennessee is going to rest guys this week just for the sake of resting guys because you have a more winnable game against Kentucky after the bye week. I know you and I have talked about it at length over the course of this week, but it's just not Josh Heupel's nature. So maybe he's misleading, but I don't think that he is in terms of comments he makes behind the scenes. I expect guys to play if they can play. I think Hendon Hooker is really trending in the right direction and just dealing with a bruise more so than an actual injury, if that makes sense. Like there's nothing structurally wrong with Hendon's knee. It's just a bruise, and it's continued to get better throughout the week. We talked earlier this week about how his participation in practice on Tuesday was way more than anybody expected and a great step in the right direction towards him playing, and his practice participation has not tapered off since Tuesday. So I get the feeling that Hendon is going to play.
Stokes, what do you do, man? I mean, what do you do in this situation? If you are Josh Heupel, you have Alabama. That's a game that even if you play your best, I mean mistake free, still could lose this game by multiple scores. I mean that's how lopsided the talent and depth is. But you have winnable games after Bama. And the last thing you want, with depth being the way it is for a guy like Hendon, a guy like Cooper Mays, a guy like Cade Mays, Jabari Small to be out for a significant amount of time. There's this other side that you want to be full go. You want to be the example to your players of the go-get-it mentality you got to have to be a football player in this conference. And Heupel was one of the best when he played. So it's easy to say, well, boy, then go sick him. So do you want to come across to your team as being scared, passive? Or do you want to say, no, I'm going to show my guys that we're going to go get it and go after anybody's neck? And like Tony Vitello's T-shirt read, go hunt. Don't matter who it is. We're going to go hunt. So both sides of it I see, but Stokes, what would you do in that situation?
One, that Tony Vitello shirt is fantastic, and I will be on the lookout for one of those. Two,
that's the closest to a hunting shirt I'll wear.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not a big hunting guy, but that shirt was cool. That's the question I've kind of been I've kind of been kicking around in my head all week is where do I land on that topic? Because you're right. On one side, you do have very winnable games, depending on your personnel moving forward. But this is this is Heupel's first year. He's trying to change the culture, trying to instill a mentality of toughness, of fight, of not backing down. And if you rest guys just because you feel going into it that you're not going to win, whether they play or not, are you really practicing what you preach? Like, are you you're saying all these words and you're trying to get the guys to buy in, but the guys know who can play and who can't.
Yeah.
Like they're not dumb. They're on the practice field. They're friends. They're talking. They know how their boys feel. So I think you have to, if you're healthy, you have to play. And I think that's what Heupel would do. If it's you risk long-term injury by playing in this game, I don't think Heupel plays you. But with the bye week coming up and you're just, you're just a little banged up, but it's not like if he takes one more shot to the head, he might not ever play again. Or if he, if his knee hits funny because it's already weak, he might not play the rest of the year. Then I think you sit him. But yeah, I mean, if you're just if you're banged up and it was Kentucky and you would probably go in that game because it's a winnable game, I think you go in this game because you never know. Any given Saturday, you never know what can happen. And I'm not trying to say I think Tennessee really has a snowball's chance in Hades in this, but you're building a culture. You want to instill that toughness and that fight, and he's done a good job of that so far. That's been one of the big differences from the past couple of years to this year that I've seen is this team has no quit. It does not know where quit exists, but you start sitting guys that could play just because you want to give them a little extra rest because you don't believe you can win that game. That's a bad message and precedent to set to your guys, especially in year one. If you're showing them by resting guys that you don't believe they can go out there and win regardless.
I think it's a case-by-case basis, and it really comes down to the individual player. And this is a conversation more for us to have, watching from the sidelines, than for the coaches to have, because Josh Heupel, Butch Jones may have done this just because it was his type of personality, but Josh Heupel isn't sitting back in his office this week planning, okay, I'm going to rest this player, and this player so that maybe we have a better chance of beating Kentucky on the road at mighty Kroger Field. Like, Josh Heupel's not doing that. Josh Heupel's trying to win this weekend. He's trying to beat Alabama this weekend. And if Hendon Hooker can play without risking further injury, then he's going to play.
So you saying he has a mentality of a football player instead of a band member?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. So, like, Cade Mays.
I don't think he relies on too many charts and graphs and analytics.
Right. Thankfully. Gosh, Butch this week would be insufferable, but whatever. I'm not talking about Butch today. Like Cooper, he's had a good week of preparation. He has practiced a good amount this week. His ankle has been good this week. He's probably going to play. There's a good chance that he will play. Cade, on the other hand, has not had a great week of practice because of his injury that he suffered against Ole Miss this past weekend.
It's fresh. It's a fresh injury.
Right. Whereas it was fresh for Cooper right after he suffered it. So, and when I say Cade hasn't had a good practice, I don't mean that he has performed poorly in practice. I mean that he has not been able to participate a bunch, and it would be very surprising if he played tomorrow.
Boy's hurting.
Yes. So I think it's a case-by-case basis, and if a player can play without risking further injury, he's going to play. And the Hendon Hooker injury, I think fans are worried because it looked awful when he was coming off the field. I mean, he couldn't put any weight on it. I mean, it looked like a real serious season-ending injury. But if you go back and watch the replay, his knee just got jammed into the ground, and apparently it left just like a really bad bruise, like a knee contusion. And it's been something he's been able to manage this week, and I expect Hendon to play tomorrow.
And honestly, on television, just watching it at home, I thought it was a hamstring when it first happened, just because he was already kind of limping pretty bad and favoring it. And then he took off and went down. I was like, oh, he's a hamstring. It's done, which I would almost rather it be a knee bruise than a hamstring because, the hamstring can take a little while to come back from.
Yes.
If you get a contusion, that's going to heal up pretty quick.
Well, I have an answer for you guys, but I'm going to give you my answer after the break. We're going to take a break, and I'll give you my answer after the break. Huh? What?
Good job with that radio tease.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm just trying to take a break. That's all.
Proud of you.
I'm just trying to take a break. That's all. I got to refill my coffee. My coffee's getting low. It's one of those days. It's about to be serious today.
Mm-hmm.
Dog decided he wanted to get up at 4:00 this morning. Okay, cool. And didn't do high school football yesterday because we're doing it today. 0-7 Hardin Valley hosted 1-7 William Blount to high school football tonight.
Abound.
So between 15 games between the two schools, 1 win?
Hey, I'm going to call this game like it's the Super Bowl, baby.
I think you should go Tony Romo.
I'm going to call it like it's the Super Bowl.
Tony Bromo.
Hey. I'm going to call it the same, man. But yes. So high school football games, they last a long time. So in for a big day. In for a long day, Ben. I got to take a break, man. I need to refill my coffee.
Oh, you don't have near as long a day as I am going to have. I have to drive through Chattanooga today.
Oh, yeah. You got to drive through Chattanooga.
I have to drive through Chattanooga.
Thoughts and mini prayers.
I mean, it was so bad coming back from my parents a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, from home?
When I was coming back from my parents' Missouri weekend.
Oh, okay.
It was so bad in Chattanooga
hometown
that it took me like to Rainsville.
Don't say that city.
Oh, I know. The home of Jeremy Pruitt. Like, it took me way down south past towards Gadsden and below Gunnersville, and I cut through all them old hick towns like where Jeremy Pruitt's from.
I ain't got nothing to say.
In Rainsville. I'm only calling it a hick town because of Pruitt. No offense to anybody out there living in those towns.
You see a lot of flags flying?
I saw a couple.
Yeah.
I saw a couple of flags flying, and they weren't Bama or Auburn flags, but it took me down through.
What about the American flag?
I saw a couple American flags.
What the flag you're talking about?
The older American flag. But it took me through there, and I had to go up from what's that highway from Birmingham to Chattanooga?
24.
Yeah, I had to get on 24 and like go 40 miles up 24 to get back to Chattanooga, and then I still sat in traffic in Chattanooga. It's so bad right now.
Thoughts and prayers, man. Thoughts and prayers. We'll take a quick break. Seth Stokes, Ben McKee, Jason Swain. Stay with us. Be right back.
If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. IrisNetworksUSA.com.
Hi there, Swain Event family. Are you in the market to purchase a home and a bit freaked out with the market right now? As someone who's been in your spot before, I'm familiar with what's going through your brain. And as a realtor, I've mastered the ins and outs of the buying process. When you work with me, you'll benefit from my experience, and together we'll work toward making sound, smart decisions for your future. And of course, talk a little Vol Sports along the way. Just give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. Hope to hear from you soon.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design. JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
My friends, (2011) ESPN College Game Day was changed forever. This was the episode where the Houston Cougars was hosting the SMU Mustangs, and you had your normal Kurt Herbstreit, Jeremy Fowler, and on set was Carl Lewis, the best national anthem singer in the history of national anthems. And when it was time for Lee Corso to make his pick, Lee had enough of the hemming and hawing. He had enough of, well, this team got this going on, had this strength, but this weakness. Well, the other team has this strength and this weakness. I just don't know. Lee Corso had enough. And as he put on that mascot head, he said, "Blanket!" on live television.
I remember that.
You remember that?
I thought Kirk Herbstreit was gonna die. He was laughing so hard.
Man, he was so shocked. He was so shocked. He was so shocked. But it's like, man, you know, old folks you can't really get mad at old folks. They say what they want to say.
That's why there was no backlash about it.
No backlash. Everyone was like, "Oh, that's so cute."
Like literally, if anybody else had said that on air, there would have been apologies, sent out. There would have been public reprimands.
Nope.
There would have been all that. He'd been taken off the air for a week, something. But nope, not Corso.
Nope.
No, doesn't care.
So cute. So we were having a conversation, guys, last segment about, okay, if you're Josh Heupel, what do you do? You got some of the players that are a little banged up. You have some winnable games after Alabama. You got the toughest schedule in college football remaining. You have a bye week this next week. Getting to a bowl game is the goal in year one. What do you do? What approach do you take? The conservative approach or the go-get-it approach? Well,
Heupel's send it.
Not only did I go get some coffee, but I had to make a wardrobe change.
Uh-oh.
My answer is on my shirt. I had to go with the Buck Fama t-shirt. That's my answer. Always, every day, don't matter what time it is, 4 in the morning, 4 in the evening, midnight, noon, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, your mama, daddy birthday, your uncle's birthday, your cousin's birthday, your kid's birthday, your birthday, it don't matter. Every day is Buck Fama Day. So go after those boys and let the chips fall where they may. That's my answer.
Amen.
That's my answer, man. And I'm still disappointed that Ben didn't let me wear my Buck Family t-shirt at his wedding.
You see, now you're lying. It wasn't Ben. My mom did not let you wear that shirt at my wedding.
I was about to say, if it was just Ben, you should have just wore it anyways because he ain't the boss of you.
Hey,
but if it was, since it was, Mama McKee, that's different.
Man, I had a plan. I was gonna wear some khakis or dress pants, my Buck Family t-shirt on with a blazer. I was gonna dress it up a little bit. I was gonna dress it up just a little bit. Mama McKee said, "Not so fast, my friend." I said, "Okay, Mama. Okay, Mama McKee. I ain't messing with you."
But would your wife have let you wear that shirt to my wedding? I don't think that she would have.
She would have tried to talk me out of it, but she understands my deep hate for Alabama. She understands it. So
unless it comes to rooting against LSU basketball, then you're all for rooting for Alabama, aren't you?
Did that happen?
Yes.
No, it did not happen. I see what you're trying to do. Oh, you trying to
get
me. No, it did not happen. My hate for Will Wade's face.
No. This still bugs me.
No, I never root for Bama.
It's not just a you thing.
No, I never root for Bama.
We had this discussion in the SEC tournament.
ever.
You wanted Alabama to
Nope.
beat Will Wade,
Nope.
which I agree with your Will Wade hate, but the Will Wade hate does not reign supreme over the Alabama hate.
Nope, I didn't do it.
Yes,
you
you
tried
did.
to trick me.
Don't make me pull the
You
tape.
tried to trick me, man.
Don't make me pull the tape.
He tried to trick me.
No.
That was an entanglement. He tried to entangle me.
Swain paused just for a second. In his mind, all I see is Admiral Akbar going, "It's a trap!"
Ben tried to trick me, man.
I didn't try to trick you. Those are facts. I'll pull out the records. I'll pull out the podcast.
never rooted for Bama. And now another sport.
You wanted Bama to beat LSU.
No, I wanted LSU to lose
To
and
Bama.
Alabama to lose.
That can't happen. You wanted.
Yes.
I put a gun to your head and made you pick who you wanted to win, and you said Alabama.
It was like watching Bama and Florida play this past season. It was like watching Georgia and Bama play the national championship a couple of years ago, which we might see it again. Like, we knew what was best for Tennessee, but I still couldn't bring myself to root for any team. Couldn't do it. Nice try, Ben. You think you slick, man. You ain't slick, Ben.
Facts. Your memory's a little
Fake
fuzzy this morning.
News. Pizza Mom says Swain said he'll take a 4-win season if you pop an Alabama quarterback. I like it. Man, I'm not wired to hit the brakes on Alabama week. I'm not wired, man. Maybe later on. Maybe when I become a grandpa or something. Or maybe when I'm Lee Corso's age. But right now,
Alabama's not the week to sit guys. You sit guys against teams that you think you can beat without those guys.
Tennessee Tech, South
It's
Alabama.
all- right. It's all Vanderbilt. It's all hands
Who?
on deck. Vanderbilt.
There you go. I like Stokes' version, man. That's a good one.
I appreciate it, man. I practice, and the kids say it too at the house. It's really funny. It is hilarious.
My kids say it too, man. It's
Oh man, it's so good. Like, they're not allowed to say it normally; they have to say it like that.
mine too, man. Mine just pick that stuff up, man. It's hilarious. They just pick it up, just like my youngest one was singing Rocky Top the other day in the car. She don't know the words. But the tune is so catchy. She just makes up her own words every time she sings it. It's different every time. It's different every time. So I recorded her in the car. I sent it to Ben. Ben was rolling.
Well, my favorite part was your other one, your other youngest, your middle child, and her version of the woo.
Yeah.
She what she said? She's like, "Oh yeah."
She was in the background. She was like, "Yeah." She was hyping up the little one. The little one was singing, and then the middle one was in the background saying, "Yeah, oh yeah." Like she was ad-libbing for the little one. It was like a Jeezy, sounded like a Jeezy song. Like
He was a hype man.
Yeah, it's like a Jeezy Rocky Top version. It was great. I had to send it to you, Stokes.
Well, make sure you send him the actual video and not a selfie of your face.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Swain
I went Brett Favre on you. My bad.
Swain sent me a selfie of him, and I'm thinking, why is he sending me this?
Hey man, so you can make it a screensaver. Wallpaper Thursday.
Get the lock screen on your phone, Ben.
Yeah, man. Wallpaper Thursday.
I already have a photo ID for Swain when he calls me.
It's the worst. What call was that? Was that Turkey Man's call?
I don't remember who called, but it was like Swain slid down in his chair and made this face, and I screenshotted it and made it his photo ID in my phone.
Yeah, man.
So every time he calls me, his bald head pops up on my phone. It's hilarious.
Every time you call, your bald head gonna pop up on my phone now. How about that?
Buzzed head. Balding head.
Yeah, whatever.
Speaking of Swain reactions to Turkey Man, I wish we would have been on camera when Turkey Man called in fussing about people calling Peyton the GOAT.
Oh man.
You talk about someone who left his seat and ended up in the floor from laughter.
Oh man. I did fall on the floor.
Turkey Man was bad.
Oh, it was one of the most memorable mornings I had there. I mean, Turkey Man was fired up. He was ready to fight somebody.
He was ready to fight. This is before he became a pastor too, so he was ready to buck some heads.
He was. He was ready to throw down. And when we got him calmed down and got it explained, it was that was just radio gold. But if we'd have had the Swain Event TV at that time, oh my goodness, man. That would have circulated. That would have went viral.
Oh, it would have. It would have. Like, you know how your friends say something funny to you over text, and you put ROFLMAO, supposed to say rolling on the floor, laughing my blank off. Well, yes. Like, I actually did it. I actually was in the floor, rolling on the floor, laughing my butt off. I really, really was doing it when Turkey Man called in. He was like, "Why they keep calling Peyton the GOAT? Why they call that is disrespectful. No, GOAT. What's wrong with them? Peyton is the best." It's like, Turkey Man, GOAT means greatest of all time. Oh. Oh. Man, that was it right there, man. That was one of the best moments. Tremel says that he got you when you travel through Chattanooga, because Tremel lives in Chattanooga. I guess Tremel knows some secret passageway and some shortcut that he wants to take you on.
I think I'm good.
Dang,
I think I used the Waze app.
You don't trust Tremel?
I mean, this is the same guy that drove from Knoxville to Chattanooga without his headlights on.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Stokes, would you take directions from a guy who drove from Knoxville to Chattanooga without their headlights on?
In the dark?
In the dark.
How do you do that? Like, look, the interstate between Knoxville and Chattanooga is not well lit.
No.
At all. Like, even with your headlights on, it's dim. So I don't even understand how he did that successfully. That's that meme, task failed successfully. Like, that's what that trip was. I don't understand. Would I take directions from him? Obviously he knows where he's going, because he was able to get there with his headlights off in the dark. So yeah, actually I probably would.
Yeah, I mean that means he knows where he's going, even if you can't see. That's pretty impressive.
That's
exactly.
One way to look at it.
Yes, if he tells me to take a left
by
the chicken, I'm taking a left by the chicken. Like, that's all there is to it.
Like, I understand leaving the bathroom with like toilet paper, tucked into your pants, and it's behind you, and that's like a little string of toilet paper, because like you can't really see it.
You don't look in yourself in the mirror when you walk out.
Well, you might not even see it. It's in the back. You might not even see it unless you want to, do the twirl. You can see, you see all angles. But like I could understand that more, because like it's not in the front. But Tremel was driving. You didn't notice how dark the street was, how your tail lights were not on. Anyways, Vol from Charlotte says if Hendon can go, Hendon plays. He gives you the best opportunity to win. What if you start Milton or Bailey and they play bad and you lose by a score? The narrative will be, man, if you had Hooker, we would have ended the streak. I just feel like you go and you adopt the old school schoolyard game plan. A bully encounters you. There's nowhere to go. There's no teachers. It's just you and the bully and the classmates. You gonna take it and not fight back, or you gonna swing and at least hit him first and see what happens?
Swing.
You gonna swing and just see what happens. I mean, you ain't going down like a punk. You gonna swing, and I just think that's what we need to do. And you let the chips fall where they may. And I think this is bigger than just this game. This is about building the culture. This is about your head coach saying, man, we pulling Inky Jones and say, man, we don't take a backseat to nobody. Even when we do have a deck of cards, a hand and spades that's not that favorable, we still don't take a backseat. We're gonna go after you. We're gonna attack you. We're going to hunt. I just think that mentality can bode well for this program, short term and long term. So, Vol in Exile says, Swain, I despise Alabama. I despise the fact that the media worship the ground they work on. walk-on, excuse me. I despise the fact that people act like Saban invented football. I despise Alabama and everything about them. I despise Alabama more than Seth Stokes dislikes UGA. That's pretty strong. I want to see our offense go deep on the first play. May not win, but we better carry the fight to Alabama, keep it there for 60 minutes. Go Big Orange. That fired me up right there.
Mm-hmm.
That fired me up. Speaking of being fired up, Stokes, are you fired up or are you nervous as an Atlanta sports fan that the Braves were up 3-1 with a chance to go to the World Series, lost last night, still have a chance to go to the World Series, just got to win one more game before the Dodgers win one. How you feeling going into this weekend?
I'm nervously fired up because I feel like I've seen this movie before.
You have,
but
you
also
saw it last year.
But also, this is kind of a different Braves team. Like I'm not going to call it patchwork because there's still a ton of talent on that team. But you had Acuna go down. You had the issue with Azuna. Soler got COVID. So you've had to plug people in. You lost Soroka. Like there's been some things that have happened throughout the season that at points a lot of Braves fans are like, well, that's the season. I'm not really expecting much at this point. And here they are, one win away from the World Series. There's some good mojo there with the Braves. They get a chance to clinch and go to the World Series at home, which would be, an interesting story. The All-Star game getting taken out of Atlanta, but now they have a chance to host some World Series games. But that's it's another topic for another day. But I am nervously fired up.
Surely they can win one of 2 home games.
Well, that's what you thought last year too, but
yeah, but last year's home games weren't actual home games. They were played in Arlington.
That's true.
Freddie Freeman will carry this team to a win in one of the next two games, Saturday or Sunday.
And I hope so. I hope so. It would be. I was out last night with some guys from work and watching the game, and I got to the place after the game had started, and the Braves were already up 2-0. I was like, all right, and then Max Fried just got lit up, and I'm like, okay, so this is how it's going to be. It can never be easy.
Do you know who's pitching Saturday, Sunday?
I don't. I haven't seen it yet.
Well, so I know the Dodgers are throwing their big arms. I think Kershaw is supposed to pitch tomorrow night. All right, it looks like it's Max Scherzer tomorrow night against Ian Anderson. And then Sunday, Walker Buehler's pitching. And the Braves have not announced who will pitch on Sunday if there is a Game 7.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'll tell you this, Stokes. I hope that your combination of playoff baseball and Tennessee's trip to Tuscaloosa goes much better than the last time Tennessee was in Tuscaloosa and my baseball team was playing an important playoff game. Because the last time, in 2019, I sat up in the Alabama press box with the Yankees Astros Game 7 of the ALCS on my phone next to me while I was paying attention to Tennessee, Alabama. Yankees 1 win away from going to the World Series. And on that night, within a 5-minute stretch, Stokes, I watched Jarrett Garantano go rogue at the goal line, fumble it, Trayvon Diggs pick it up and run it back for a touchdown, 100 yards. And then like 2 seconds later, Aroldis Chapman gives up a walk-off home run to Jose Altuve to end the Yankee season. So that was one of the worst 5-minute stretches of sports fandom for me. So I hope your Saturday night in Tuscaloosa goes far better than mine because the Braves do play at 5 Eastern and will be ending around first quarter, second quarter of Tennessee-Bama. So I hope your combination of playoff baseball and trip to Tuscaloosa goes much better than mine.
I won't be making the trip to Tuscaloosa. I'll be sitting in my house in Greenville. But
yeah,
yes,
but your team will be there.
I agree. I hope it goes. I hope it goes swimmingly. I expect more. Like I expect the Braves to win. I don't expect Tennessee to win, but I expect Tennessee to fight with everything they have and make it as much of a game as possible. And hopefully a couple of breaks go their way, unlike last week.
Remember a couple. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Stokes. Sorry.
I just don't under. I'm still mad about last week. Like I haven't been this mad about a football game for this long of a period of time in years. Even that 2019 Alabama game that JG did that, I shrugged it off after like a day or two. Like it was frustrating to think about what could have happened, but I'm like still mad about last Saturday.
You know what allowed me not to be mad like you, Stokes?
What's that?
Man, going out and helping people, doing this fundraiser. That's what's taking my attention away from the ending of that Ole Miss game, man. I just checked where we are right now with our fundraiser. The Volunteer Spirit Fund for Children's Hospital. Our goal is to raise $102,455. Right now we are over halfway at $52,304. And, we just rolled this thing out just a couple days ago. So we over halfway there. That's what has kind of taken my mind off of choosing violence from Saturday.
What particularly gave you sour grapes, Stokes? What? There's a lot to go over from last Saturday, but which bugged you the most? Was it the officiating? One of the calls in particular?
All of it.
All of it.
Every bit of it. It was frustrating to see the officials just pee down their leg every time a call had to be made. It was frustrating that, Ole Miss got 28 additional defensive timeouts. I mean, that's what it is. Like I don't understand why this is so complicated for the league office to see. Every time that happens and a team is allowed to do wholesale subs when a player fake, and I'm using air quotes. I know you can't see it, on the radio or whatever. I'm using air quotes. Goes down with an injury. They are using that as a timeout. You're only supposed to get 3.5. They got 28 additional. They got 31 timeouts.
Pretty much.
Like seeing that was frustrating. Seeing Joe Milton make a boneheaded mistake that, look, I still like the kid. I still think there's a ton of upside to him, but that was dumb as a quarterback. I know Kamara did it against Vanderbilt in 26, 20, a couple years ago.
Kamara does nothing wrong.
But that was one wrong thing he did in a myriad of amazing, spectacular plays throughout his career at Tennessee, and he's continuing to ball out in the NFL. One of my favorite players, even if he plays for the Saints.
Good job, Steve.
But just everything that happened, it was a comedy of errors. Like it was almost to the point where you would start laughing because it was so ridiculous. The frustration that the offense couldn't really get into a rhythm, and then when they did, you get a fake injury, and then what happened with people, with the throwing of stuff, and I get it. It's a bad look, but I understand the frustration. But it's like, okay, now it's 20 more minutes. This game's almost over. Like I was pacing. I didn't know what to do with my hands. It was like, what's going on? Like I don't understand why that just continued to happen throughout the entire game. Just one blunder after another in an amazing environment. Goodness, it looks so good on TV. Everybody that I talked to like during the game and stuff, they were just amazed at how good it looked, and it sounded so loud, and I was very envious that I wasn't there. And I just the game was so, it was there. It was there for the taking, even with all that going against Tennessee. It was there. And I want to, give kudos to Velas for, he had that muff punt early, but he bounced back. That's tough to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's leadership. That's maturity. That's a player being able to, I hate to use it, but that's snap and clear. That's what that is. You had a critical error early in the game, and he bounced back and had a nice football game.
Sure did.
Not a lot of players can do that. So there's so many positives about this team. But just that whole game Saturday, it was, you talk about a cluster F. That's what that was. That whole everything, and you still had a chance at the end of the game to get the victory.
This is what Nick Saban had to say about the faking of injuries. He says it really slows the game down. So it's probably not a good thing for the game. It's not something that we've ever done here. When a team goes fast, which everyone has the right to go fast, and you go on long drives, some players exert a lot of energy to play defense. Players get tired, and when they get tired, they're more susceptible to getting injuries. Probably, I understand why people do it. We have not done it here. He says, I don't have a solution to it. There are a lot of good people out there who are above my pay grade. I probably shouldn't even be trying to answer that question about how to fix it. And I think a lot of people know that it has to be fixed, but I don't think they can figure out how to do it. Like, all right, what rules can we put in place to protect the truly injured people?
It's simple. If a player goes down, I mean, it's really not difficult to fix this. If a player goes down, you don't huddle up on the sidelines in a situation like that. Let's stay kind of on the field, make way. So if it's a serious injury, they can get to them and deal with them. But you only sub for the player that went down. And that player has to miss, a certain amount of plays or that series or whatever it is.
So you're saying players can't go to the side. So let's say one of the players gets hurt on defense. Well, the rest of the 10, you have to stay in between. Let's put you in between the hash marks because the numbers is kind of close to the sideline. You can get some instruction. Now we're gonna put you in between the hash marks. You got to stay in between the hash marks. You can't go off to the side and get additional coaching and be talking to your coaches about adjustments that should be made. It's not a timeout. No.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not a timeout. It's not a timeout.
I would go a step further and say, man, that player can't come back in until the end of the drive. Now, if it happens on third down.
Either a certain amount of plays or until that series is over.
Yeah.
And then next time that defense or offense or whoever is on the field, they can come back out.
Yep. I mean, SEC can pay me. I will watch a player the time he gets hurt to the time he comes back in. And if he ain't staying on the sideline the whole time, I will buzz the ref right here from the Swain Event studios.
That's right.
Beep, 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 beep. He's trying to go in too early. Get him back out. Get him back out. If it's
truly about player safety and you care about the health of that player, if he is down on the football field where there has to be a stoppage of play, he got to sit out for a minute. If he's that tired, he needs to go rest for a minute.
Yeah.
And you can't sub in 4 guys for that one dude that's hurt. You bring one guy off the sideline to replace him. That's it. This is not a timeout.
Hey, I'm with you. Cortival said he donated $1,998, or is that $19.98? Did you forget a decimal point there, Cortival, or did you really drop the bag on the fundraiser?
Either way, thank you.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. I've been watching this thing, man. It's been some big time donations made from $5 all the way up to $1,000. So every donation is helpful, and we appreciate each size of a donation because this is really about showing that it's strength in numbers. We can have one company come in and drop 50,000 right now, and we reach our goal. But I kind of like the numbers to be big, where guys and girls are just donating $20 here, $100 here, a couple hundred here, 5, 10, and show them the amount of participants. That's the big thing I want to show. Let's get to the phone, Stokes. We got somebody waiting, man. Talk to you. Who we got?
Dave in Ackworth.
Dave, good morning.
Mr. McKee, Mr. Swain, and our big man who joins on Friday. I love it. How you guys doing today?
Man, we good, man. It's Friday. It's Friday.
Mr. Stokes, good to hear your voice, buddy. Love to hear you on here on Friday.
Man, I appreciate that very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Hey, real quick, I always catch you guys late, and you guys got to rush me off of here. I'm going to be real quick. My problem about taking a player out if he gets injured and taking him out the whole series, they're just going to run a scrub in for one play and do that. It won't matter. I don't know if they will. I don't know. Maybe they won't, but I just have a feeling that could be their reaction to that. And nothing misses. I love what you're talking about. You guys have talked about in just the last few minutes, though, probably the most reasonable response to that and that you could have as a league or as NCAA. But because I've been sitting here and I've heard a lot of people talk about this, and it doesn't seem like a really good. I mean, it's such a fine line because you always have to worry about player safety, but this is getting to the point where it was ridiculous. Now, and Ben, did they really do that 28 times Saturday night?
Stokes said it happened. I didn't see.
It seemed like it. I don't know the exact number, but it seemed like it.
I when I went back and watched, I think I counted 11 Ole Miss questionable injuries. Like I did when I went back and tallied. I didn't tally Matt Corral at the end of the game because Matt Corral was legitimately hurt in that situation. But in terms of all the other questionable ones that make you raise your eyebrow, I tallied 11 times.
Yeah. And you're only talking about defense as far as if you take them out to the end of the series. You're talking about that's only defensive injuries. You get a quarterback that's get banged up for a second, has to come out and come back in. You're talking about defense only, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's interesting conversation. Something's got to be done because it turns like our game Saturday night into a 4.5-hour game, which is just on top of everything else that's going on, the officials huddling and things like that. That's got to stop. Officials, they've got to model the NFL. I'm not a big NFL fan, but seems like they've got the instant replay and all that stuff down pretty pat. They've got to start taking that approach. So, hey, appreciate it, guys. Have a great weekend. Go Vols.
You too, Dave. You too, man. Thanks for the phone call. Who's next?
I don't know. I didn't take his name. So good morning, caller.
Good morning, caller. Who we have this morning?
What's going on, Jason, Swain, and Stokes? It's Rod.
Rod, what's up, man?
What's going on? Hey, I just got a little pick-a-knee to say. What will happen if that same officials that we had at Ole Miss end up at this Alabama game this Saturday?
Man.
I don't think people understand that 93% of all SEC officials come from the state of Alabama.
Oh, man.
And me and you both know, Jason, this week, if you could strap up on them shoes, we going to go out there and we going to show up. And we don't give a damn about the whole state of Alabama. I'll holler at y'all.
See ya. Now, you're right about that now.
I'll go ahead and warn you, Stokes, to go ahead and mute your TV. Everybody else, go ahead and just prepare for this game mentally because it is going to test your nerves. A former Alabama quarterback on the call. The refs and Bryant Denny.
I hit Greg McElroy up, man. He didn't hit me back yet.
Look, I saw that. He's trying to big time you.
I said former Alabama quarterback. I've not mentioned his names. I don't know who you're talking about, Swain.
I'll call him out his name.
Everybody knows who we're talking about.
Greg McElroy will be on the call.
Man, I thought we was cool, Greg.
He's been going in on Tennessee all week.
Oh, I haven't noticed.
He'll be on his high horse once again Saturday night. So between that, the refs at Bryant Denny Stadium, and then the game on the field, go ahead and get your best drinks out. Stokes, I think the good people need some recommendations of what to sip on this Saturday night.
Go for it, Stokes.
I'm trying to think what was I had last weekend that was really good. I went to Total Wine here in town and picked up a bunch of stuff. There was I had several juicy citrusy IPAs that were fantastic. A lot of local South Carolina beers, some frothy beers, a red ale that's really, really, really good. Man, just for this game, find you something with a real high, like a 8 or a 9 or a 10% ABV beer, and just sip on it throughout the course of the game. have you a couple of those, and you'll feel all right.
What if you just want to go straight tequila?
Look, do whatever you got to do to get through it.
Oh,
just be careful and be safe while you're doing it. If you want to go straight tequila, you go straight tequila and you enjoy yourself.
What if you at home and you're a couple steps away from a broadcasting studio?
Look, you're not on the air. Like you can go on the app and say whatever you want to say. It's your app.
I'm asking for a friend. That's all.
Hey, just be careful. That's all I'm saying. Just be careful, be smart.
I got a lot of friends that have an app and they have a broadcast studio in the house. I just wondered for him.
Look, I tell you what, if you want to go live for a post game reaction show, I'll hop on with you.
No, no sirree, man. No, man, that would not be good if just raw emotions were put out there on the airwaves, man. That would not be good. So you need some time to kind of settle down and get your thoughts together and kind of think talk with your mind instead of talking with your heart.
We were talking with our heart last Saturday.
Oh yeah, you're right about that, man. Some of my text messages did not go through to you until probably Sunday because I was at the game, and I text you and Ben like 80 times, like, hey, how many yards does Matt Corral have right now rushing? And by the time you actually got it, it was over like 200 yards.
Yeah, when you texted me that, it was at 185. And then literally as I hit send, he rolled off another 15. I was like, well, it's over 200 now.
I know that text message ain't coming in until Sunday. So, all right, Stokes, my friend, it was real like it always is on Fridays.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, y'all have a great weekend. Thanks for having me on. Ben, be safe on that road and just go Vols, and let's try not to let the announcers get under our skin this weekend. Let's whatever we got to do.
What about officials? Officials and announcers combined.
Officials are going to do what they do. I mean, in all honesty, there's not a dang thing. I think the league office has proven no matter what you say, no matter what you do, they're going to back them, and there's not going to be a change. Like it's as sad as it is, and I'm not throwing in the white flag or anything on harp on them, call them out their name, get on social media, make them feel real bad about themselves, but I don't think SEC is going to do anything about it, honestly.
Thanks, Stokes. Thanks, man.
It's corrupt.
Can't wait to see Vol Twitter in action this weekend. It's going to be something else.
Yes, it will.
We'll take a quick timeout. Big thanks to Stokes. Have a good weekend, my friend. We'll take a timeout. Hour number 1 is brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. If you noticed all the inventory shortages and empty shelves everywhere, that means that the supply chain demand is real. Do not wait until 2022 to take care of your HVAC systems, your tankless water heaters, your generators, because those are going to be limited next year. Get that handled now. If you need a replacement, call our friends at Hiller today. Don't wait until you are out of options. Hiller has special financing. Also, you can buy now and pay nothing later until next year. Hiller's work is backed by the Happy You'll Be or the service is free guarantee. Learn more at happyhiller.com. Be right back. When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this,
set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
Good morning, Swain Event family. Several of you, like Ben McKee, have reached out to me for real estate assistance this year, and I want to say thank you. I appreciate your trust in me to ask questions and help you navigate the real estate world.
That's right, Jennifer. Buying a home is a scary process, especially for a first-time home buyer. Jennifer recently helped my wife and I buy our first home and made the entire process seamless. Her willingness to go above and beyond is what sets her apart.
As always, feel free to give me a call. Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Touchdown or Turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Do we see an upset this week in the SEC? Other weeks, we have tried to point some out. There may have been one or two here that happened here or there, but this week might be the hardest been for you to say that there will be. Because this week in the SEC, you have Arkansas Pine Bluff at Arkansas. You got LSU at Ole Miss. You got Mississippi State at Vanderbilt. You got Tennessee at Alabama. You have South Carolina at Texas A&M. Touchdown turnover. We will see an upset this week in the SEC.
I say touchdown. There's always upsets. Always. Every single week. Just like last week, we went through the games and discussed if we thought the top 25 would change, if the SEC would still have 7 or whatever ranked teams, and nobody saw Auburn beating Arkansas.
Nope.
And Bo Nix playing the way that he did. Nobody saw LSU beating Florida.
Nope.
And so there were 2 upsets last week. Tennessee nearly pulled off the upset. That would have been 3. Vanderbilt was a couple of seconds away from pulling off the upset. That would have been 4. So there's always an upset. So the question is, which one?
Which one?
I'm going to call my shot and say LSU beats Ole Miss. I think LSU found something last weekend, and I think they're playing with house money at this point, considering Coach O is not going to return. Matt Corral's status is up in the air. Maybe it is a smoke screen, like Coach O called out Lane Kiffin for doing. He was asked about it, and he thought it was a smoke screen. So maybe that is the case. But if Matt Corral can't go, that completely changes the outlook on that team because you've got some receivers that are banged up if you're Ole Miss. You won't be without your Heisman front runner. If Corral can play, is he even 100%? And on the other side, LSU not a good defense, but they have talent on that defense that maybe a couple guys can make some plays. And it seems like LSU's rushing offense really found something against Florida. And it's not like Ole Miss's defense is great. So I think LSU is going to be able to run the ball on Ole Miss. And because of the health of Matt Corral, I'll say LSU beats Ole Miss.
You know what LSU got this past week, Ben? They got closure, man. I think that those coaches got closure. The players got closure. Ed Orgeron's not going to be back next year. It was a good ride. They achieved a lot. You know, guys that are older players on that football team. You won championship 2 years ago, but you got closure. Now let's finish the right way. There's coaches on that staff that their careers are not over. They're coaching for a chance to get a job in the future or be retained by the new head coach. So your status is not up in the air. You know your fate. You're not going to be here under Ed Orgeron as head coach. Players, you beat Florida. That's one of your rival games. Florida was a better team coming into this game, and you had a tough game against Kentucky where you got basically doubled up. You got embarrassed. I think you might be on something, Ben. I really do. And the LSU Ole Miss game is something I'm looking at. Ole Miss is putting a lot of weight on this game. There's a lot of stuff in the peripheral that's going on. They are painting the end zones there at Ole Miss. And last name is Manning. They are celebrating Eli Manning. I think the reason for doing that has dual meanings because looks like Arch Manning is going to be in attendance for that game. And it's funny to me that they're doing all this stuff to get Arch Manning, and Lane ain't going to even be there probably next year.
No.
But if he is, Ole Miss is the fallback plan. If he is unable to get some of these bigger jobs in the offseason, then, hey, you might as well put that work in and try to get Arch and go all out and use that advantage that you have of Archie playing there, Eli playing there. So use that advantage. Use it to your advantage.
Did you know Arch's sister goes to Tennessee?
I did not know that. Why did I not know that?
I just told you.
People carrying her books to class? What are we waiting on?
So you're saying we need to find out Arch Manning's sister's schedule and escort her to class every day.
Yeah, y'all should be
homework for her.
You should be carrying her on a throne, like carrying her to class, up the hill, down the hill, carrying her books. Yeah, she should be treated like a queen.
Well,
what's the problem? What are we waiting on?
Fortunately and unfortunately, it appears Arch is trending towards Texas or Georgia. I would be okay if he went to Texas. I'd much rather see him at Texas than Georgia, Alabama. Alabama also in the mix, but there's a lot of Texas Steve Sarkisian buzz, and there's a lot of Georgia buzz as well. He's been to Georgia a couple times now. Alabama in the mix as well. I think Ole Miss is courteously, I don't know that that's a word, but I just made it a word.
It is right now.
Courteously is in the mix. I think Arch is being courteous to Ole Miss, unlike he is being to Tennessee. So you know what? Blank Arch Manning.
Dang.
You don't want to give us the time of day?
Not yet, man. Not yet.
He ain't coming to Tennessee.
Not yet.
Tennessee, he hasn't visited. There's been no serious conversations. Whereas he has visited Texas and Georgia and Alabama multiple times, always talking to those coaches. Those coaches are going to visit him.
He
ain't coming to Tennessee.
Has he even answered a text message?
I mean, I don't.
You know how you text somebody and like the three bubbles start coming back, like the other person is typing and getting ready to send you something back, and so you just sitting there waiting on it.
I think Tennessee sees the bubbles pop up and then they go away.
Is he at least typing a response back?
Nah, I don't think so.
Oh, man.
I have heard zero buzz about Arch Manning in Tennessee. So, again, Blake Arch Manning.
Hey, man, Tennessee didn't have a chance with Walter Nolan at one point, and then look at us, man. Walter Nolan is going around carrying people, doing his best Uros impersonation.
If Arch Manning comes to Tennessee, I'll buy you lunch at Dead End.
That sounds good to me.
If Tennessee has a hat on the table at the end, I will buy your lunch at Dead End.
I'm all for that. I'm all for that.
So hopefully he goes to Texas.
For sure.
Hey, also, we keep saying that we don't think Lane will be at Ole Miss long term, but we also keep saying that we don't think LSU would go after Lane, or that Florida would go after Lane, or that USC would go after Lane. So which one is it? What side are we taking? Is it the because I'm guilty of this too. I'm really speaking to myself as well. But are we taking the side of Lane stuck at Ole Miss because none of these big jobs want to touch him with a 10-foot pole, or are we taking the side of, oh yeah, it's just a matter of time before one of these big time jobs takes him away from Ole Miss? You feel what I'm saying?
I think schools value winning, and they are willing to. I think somebody will be willing to take him on and
deal with him,
and be cocky enough and confident enough to say, "Oh, he won't do it here. We'll control him here. We'll make sure he does not do that here. We'll have a nice talk with him. He won't do that here." I think there's big schools out there that feel like they can do that because sitting head coaches, they just successful ones who are in a good position, they just don't move a lot. Now, James Franklin is a prime, target that I think will move. Dan Mullen, as good as a job he did at Mississippi State, he was there for a long time until the right situation opened up for him. So, I don't know, man. I mean, you raise a good point. You do really raise a good point. We know that Lane is confident and thinks he's better than Ole Miss. But at the same time, will those other schools bring him in? All right, let's go back to the phones.
What school do we want Lane to end up at?
Ole Miss. You stay right there at Ole Miss. I don't want him at Florida or LSU.
But if we think that his mess would get him in trouble at said school,
they'll cover it up for you in Florida, man. Look what they did with Urban Meyer and all those folks down there.
Look what they didn't do with old Shark Humper. Well, they didn't back him.
That's because he stunk on the field. That's why.
Fair enough.
Let's get Turkey Man. Turkey Man, good morning.
Good morning, individuals. Hope you have a good weekend.
You too.
All right. Hey, if you get a chance, Ben, I guess Ben will be the one to ask Heupel what kind of cigars he's going to carry down there, and if he knows anything about that tradition, because I haven't had anybody. I think Swain's the last one that got to smoke them, didn't you?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I think so.
I don't even like cigars like that, but I
No,
was puff passing.
Walk around like Butch with like you can smoke them. Yeah.
I'm not going to give Alabama any bulletin board material, Turkey Man.
Why?
They would see those comments and think, "Oh, really? That's what you think? You're going to come down here and smoke a cigar on our field?"
Well, talking to Josh Heupel, that opportunity is gone now. It's Friday.
Yeah, we won't talk to him until after the game.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
So it's a wrap. I mean, you could ask him, did he even pack him? But I wouldn't blame him. I wouldn't blame him too much if he didn't. I would feel for like 5 seconds like, "Dang, man, you didn't pack him," but I would understand why he didn't, to be honest. But can't ask Hypo anything right now, Turkey Man. So
I'll ask
maybe
him
next
after the
year.
game.
Next year. Well, go ahead and ask
Well,
him.
yeah,
again.
Hypo, you bring your cigars with you?
He gonna say, yeah.
Turkey Man wants to know what brand it is.
Type of go like, yeah, I got him. Got a whole box full. I got the Legend cigar. I got it
Well,
from
I got
Jabbar
another
Davis.
question to ask you.
Yes, sir.
All right. I want all Vol Nation to call in Feinbaum. Yesterday, he was determined not to talk to me about the game or about Jeremy Pruitt. He hung up on me, and I waited an hour, and he cut me off. So I called, baby, me after time. And I got back on, and the guy said, well, he just didn't want to talk to him. Well, this one called and talked about the game. This one called and talked about the game. And so when I finally got on, I asked him, I said, how come SEC Network didn't show that 6 points that was taken off the board? I said, how come they took it off their re-showing? And we got to go. And I'm thinking, because the next thing I was going to ask, I even told the screener, I said, I want to find out where Jeremy Pruitt, I said, I know he was coached under Dabo, and I said he was at Georgia. He coached with Kirby Smart at Alabama, and I said, under Nick Saban, where did he get his coaching skills and management? Where did he learn all of these learn? And I didn't get a chance to ask that.
Well, Turkey Man, Pruitt never worked with Dabo. Pruitt did work with, guys at Florida State and Georgia and Alabama. And I'm gonna give you some advice, Turkey Man. When you call in them type of shows, you ain't got a lot of time for the pleasantries. You don't have a lot of time to make 3 or 4 points. You got to get to the point, and you got to get to it quick. You got to go from 0 to 60 real quick. I think I heard that on a song a time or two.
I believe it's 0 to 100.
You got to get there. 0 to 100 real quick.
Real quick.
The philosopher Drake
quick.
said that. So that's my advice, Turkey Man. Just get to the point, because if you don't, they'll hit you with this. They'll hit you with the land the plane. They will land a plane on you, Turkey Man. So treat this show as practice. But get in there and Feinbaum and get straight to the point. And then you can do the same here on the show, too. You got to have that call of discipline. Get straight to the point. And Feinbaum can't cut you off. He'll go straight to you next time that you call. That's how you do it right there, Turkey Man. Hour 2 continues after this. Stay with us.
At work? Can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Litter is a big problem in Tennessee, but together we can do big things. We can make our cities, our waterways, our roads cleaner and safer. The Tennessee Department of Transportation is committed to reducing litter in our communities, but we need your help to do it. There are over 100 million pieces of litter in our roads at any given time, and it costs TDOT about $19 million a year just to clean it up. The first step to keeping Tennessee beautiful is to rally behind these 3 simple words. Nobody trashes Tennessee. Join the Nobody Trashes Tennessee movement at nobodytrashestennessee.com. Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? A true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at GarzaLaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help. JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799. Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Hoes, remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Attaboy. Attaboy is brought to you by Made in Tennessee Business Fiber Internet from Iris Networks. Find business solutions for you at irisnetworksusa.com.
Time for Attaboy here on the program. Swain Event fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Attaboy is brought to you by Iris Networks. IrisNetworksUSA.com is their website. Check out how they can provide you, business owners, with high quality fiber internet and voice. You can experience that for 90 days without any payment. That is IrisNetworksUSA.com. All right, Ben, what do you have for Attaboy today?
I am giving 2 California men an attaboy today. My first one goes to Los Angeles Dodgers center fielder Chris Taylor.
You dirty.
Who hit 3 home runs.
You dirty. You dirty. You dirty dog. You are dirty.
I'm giving Steph Curry an attaboy. Last night, Steph Curry, my brother from another mother. Well, I don't know that. Well, I'm glad we are from another mother, but that's a different conversation. I'm giving Steph Curry an attaboy because he went absolutely off last night. He finished with 45 points and 10 rebounds on 8 for 13 shooting from the three-point line. But in the first quarter, he had 25 points on 5 of 5 shooting from the three-point line. He was 9 for 9 in the first quarter, 5 for 5 from the three-point line, and had 25 points in the first quarter, as he also shot 100% from the free throw line. Just a different level is Steph Curry, and he's so fun to watch. So my attaboy goes to Steph Curry.
Just that one?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you was going to get somebody from the Dodgers an attaboy.
Oh, Chris Taylor? Yeah, he gets an attaboy as well, hitting 3 home runs last night in the Dodgers' 11-2 victory over the Atlanta Braves in Game 5 of the National League Championship Series to cut the Braves' 3-1 lead to 3-2.
Why did you emphasize Atlanta so much and cut? So why did you emphasize those words so much, man?
I find it very interesting that the Braves don't actually play in Atlanta. They play in Cumberland, Georgia.
I mean, hey.
The Cumberland Braves.
You ain't right. You ain't right, Ben. You ain't right.
Right next to Cumberland Mall. So I emphasized Atlanta because some would call them the Cumberland Braves.
Jennifer Moore's gonna cut you, man.
That's right. I'll fight her back. I'll cut her back.
She gonna cut you. She gonna cut you. Oh man. 865-255-03. Terrell does not like the dig. Terrell says, that's why y'all buy or sell ass Yanks sitting at the crib. Spend all that money just to sit at the crib like some peasants.
Oh, Trammell, this isn't 1990 or 2000 anymore. It's 2021. All these teams are spending money. All these teams are spending money. Do the Yankees spend more than most other franchises? Yes. Not more than not more than.
Look at these Braves fans. They coming in hot.
They're triggered.
5 Cent Vol says, mute him, Swain. I don't control the mics.
I control the mics. Isn't that right, Swain?
Yeah.
See, I could mute Swain anytime I want.
You can.
But he can't mute me anytime he wants.
Yeah.
Although he'd like to lean over and punch me.
Yeah, you control it, man. You control it. John K. from South Carolina says 40% of the players on the 08 Florida team have been arrested. They covered up for Urban. We were talking about, Lane possibly not getting an opportunity with some of the bigger schools like Florida, and because of his past. And I made the point that they did it with Urban. Doesn't mean they'll do it again, but hey, we know that schools are willing to risk it all to be able to win. They are willing to risk it all. QC Rodney says everyone talking about the Braves that don't even live in Georgia. Cumberland's not even a town. If you're going to throw shade, at least get the city right.
Oh, QC.
There's no city called Cumberland, Ben, from TW Vols. Hunter says being upset the Yankees sitting on the couch. D. Cody says nasty Nate on the mound tonight for the Red Sox. Boston in 7.
Again, I hate the White Sox for making me root for
the Astros.
The Astros.
Oh, man. The other McKee says, real question, would Arch think more about Ole Miss if a different coach was there? I don't know. I don't know. I know that the Mannings know more about the Kiffins than the public know about the Kiffins. So
I'm sure that's part of it, but that's, to me, it's like, why would you go to Ole Miss when you can go to Texas, Alabama, or Georgia? Why would you go to Ole Miss when you can go to Texas, Alabama, or Georgia? Like, I know Lane is a great play caller and great for quarterbacks and whatnot, but so is Steve Sarkisian.
There's a lot of good coaches out there good for quarterbacks.
I don't know who the OC will be after Bill O'Brien, but that OC will be good for Arch Manning as well.
And maybe Bill O'Brien is a name that is in the mix at LSU and Florida, USC. I mean, I think he probably fits the college game more than the pro game, And look what he did at Penn State when Penn State got hit with that, Jerry Sandusky stuff. I mean, he did a good job of kind of leading them through that just terrible, terrible time, and it made it really easy for James Franklin to pick up the pieces when Bill O'Brien left, and they had success. So, Rev on the text box, he sent this in at 7:52. I really didn't want to read it, but because you sent the message in, Rev, and you put energy into sending it, we'll read it because it doesn't do anything but make me sad. But I'll read it anyways, Rev, just because you sent it. He says, I have a friend who's a Bama fan. He doesn't even talk smack to me anymore. That pisses me off more than anything. I hate Bama. I hate Georgia. I've deleted friends that were UJ fans. But this Buck Family Week, go Vols. Tell Evans to make sure he gives them the double finger salute. Yeah, for Sean Galden. It's for Sean Galden week, right? Speaking of baseball, man, Evan Russell says, come on down, Tennessee fans. Come on down. Pulling his Bob Barker impersonation from The Price is Right. Come on down.
Mm-hmm.
How hard is it to switch from outfield to playing catcher? That's something that he's doing.
It's pretty difficult. Catcher is not the easiest position to play. It takes a toll on your body, and you have a lot of responsibilities. It's the most important position outside of pitcher on the field, catcher and shortstop, and he's doing well. He's doing better than I thought he would be. It doesn't look foreign to him. He signed with Tennessee as a catcher and just moved to the outfield, or walked on at Tennessee as a catcher and then just moved to the outfield. So I was curious to see how he would look this fall, and Evans looked like a catcher, which I think is a step in the right direction, a good thing. I think he'll be good. He said that he likes playing catcher more than playing left field because when you play left field, you have a lot of pressure on you to perform at the plate, to get hits, drive in runs, score runs, where when you're a catcher, it's more important to be a defensive catcher than a hitting catcher. It's nice to be a Salvador Perez or a Buster Posey.
Or a Javier Lopez.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Javier Lopez.
Oh, come on, Ben.
I prefer Brian McCann.
Come on, Ben.
I don't want to get canceled.
Let me shut up. You're right.
I like the Braves. I'm not letting y'all take a little joke for 2 seconds and turn it into me disliking the Braves. Even with y'all little petty comments about my Yankees, I still like the Braves.
Lollyval says Ben is about to get them hams from Miss Lolly along with Jennifer Moore. So you better get hit with some pocketbooks, Ben.
Bring it on.
Oh, man. All right, question for our listeners. What do you want to see tomorrow?
A win.
Other than that.
A win. Just win, baby.
What do you want to see? What do you want to see?
Can we eliminate the whole playing hard, too? Because we know they're going to play hard.
Outside of that, they're going to play hard. They've done that for 7 games.
Right. We've gotten over that hurdle. That's not an issue. That is no longer. I mean, yeah, it's still nice to see, but it should no longer be a talking point. At this point, to me, it's an expectation. It's always an expectation to play hard, no matter what you do in life. Try hard in life.
I mean, you shouldn't be getting a pat on the back for playing hard.
No, and it just speaks to how miserable the effort was last year.
Yeah, so we can omit the win. We can omit playing hard, right? Not saying that Tennessee absolutely can't win at all. There's no chance at all. Just just a very slim chance. We understand that, but winning is the obvious answer. Like, yeah, I want to see a win, duh. But like, what else you want to see? Because we could have went into last week and pointed out things outside of just winning the game that we wanted to see. Great atmosphere, good impression on recruits. These are all things that happen despite losing that game. So it's an away game. You don't control the atmosphere. You don't have recruits in town. But are there things that you want to see outside just to win, outside them playing hard? And I have one. And it's kind of based on what Josh Heupel said to the media yesterday. Josh Heupel talked about D. Beckwith, guys. Josh Heupel talked about D. Beckwith yesterday. And I think his comments explain in detail, they should have, why we have not seen D. Beckwith earlier in the season. But the fact that he is traveling this weekend, I think, means something. Heupel said that Beckwith is trying to find his way in that running back group. The last couple of weeks, he's probably had his best weeks as far as practice habits are concerned. He'll be with us this weekend. And I think that's very important. Now, I'm not saying he's going to play on offense, but, man, I sure would like to see him play somewhere and can be a contributor on special teams. And, listen, if he does play on offense, that's great, too, because it's a possibility with all the guys beat up. That's something that I would like to see, him going back home and him taking these few weeks to earn the trust of the coaches to the point where Josh Heupel was like, hey, man, his practice habits are improving. Have they improved enough to where you feel comfortable putting him out there? So that's something that I'm looking at. I just want to see him play because I think an athlete like that could help on special teams. Last week, there was a time where we saw like 5 special teams players trot off the field after the whistle had, blown the play dead. And I'm sorry. I'm sure the walk-on guys are hardworking. I'm sure they're giving their all, but that's just never a selling feeling when you have 5 walk-on players in at the same time. So at least I want to see D. Beckwith, make it play on special teams. Dude, who knows? He may block a punt. That could be a game changer. So Heupel comments about D. Beckwith is something that I want to see show up on tomorrow, and hopefully, he's able to play. We see 21 out there.
You know what I want to see? I want to see Henry To'o cockroached. You know what a cockroach looks like when it's dead?
Oh, I do, man. I've lived in my fair share of trailer homes, trailer parks, and project type environment. So yeah, I 100% do.
With it on its back and its little ugly legs up in the air
That's
and
what you
arms
wanna
up in the
see?
air. That's what I want to see Henry T do on Saturday. Nothing personal, Henry.
It sounds personal to me, Ben.
He made it personal when
It sounds personal. Oh, nothing personal.
He made it personal when he decided to go to Alabama.
Now you hit that. No disrespect, but here's some disrespect.
I want to see Henry T cockroached multiple times on Saturday to where an offensive lineman just pulls and just.
It'll be Spraggins. Spraggins has been on the tippy toe line of getting a 15-yard penalty and playing to echo the whistle.
Carvin was last week too.
Yeah, Carvin said he ready. He liked playing Bama, so maybe he's the one that gets a hold of him.
I'd love to see Laneith Whitehead run Henry over. Tyon run him over. I don't know that Tyon's going to play, but I'd love to see that happen. I'd love to see Jabari run Henry over.
I want to see him shake him out of shoes. That's what I want to see.
Well, that's Hendon's job. When Hendon's in there, he's going to hit the B button, hit the spin move, and bop! Broken ankle. You know what's going to happen, though, right?
Henry's going to have a pick six?
Henry's going to have the game of his life. That's what will happen. He will have the game of his life.
I was so afraid to say that, man. I didn't want to say it. All right, who's on the phone?
Buck Nasty.
Buck Nasty!
Dang right, Ben. I'm with you. I want Toe to look like a $2 hooker on a hot Saturday night. on his back constantly. Speaking of Hooker, I want him to have the game of his life too. I'd love to see that kid just ball out and, like you said, shake old toe plumb out his shoes one time for him. Didn't Brandon Turnage commit to Alabama and was there and then come here?
No, he was actually at Alabama.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he was a Bammer
he was
before he
there
converted.
and then come here.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see that kid get on the field.
Yep. And it's crazy that he didn't last game, considering he had, the game of his life against South Carolina and was named SEC Defensive Player of the Week. But, I mean, you're not going to play in front of Theo Jackson. So, hopefully there's more ways for him to get on the football field. I did see where Alante took himself out the game during the Ole Miss game, and we saw Kamal Hatton go in and do a really good job holding his own down. So do we see Brandon Turnage some in this game? That's the question. Hopefully for him, I would like to see it happen and show those old teammates that, hey man, I'm here, I'm balling, I'm doing my thing, and there's a lot of guys on both sides, man. They got a lot of good feelings about each other, a lot of relationships. It's weird, but hey, it's what's going on right now in that day and age of college football.
That's right. I would like to also see Saban squirm a little, have one of his tremendous flip outs on the sideline. Because if he's doing that, that means we're doing something to him. And if we play like we did against Ole Miss, I'm not talking about the officiating. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking about the plays that were on the field that we had a chance to win that football game just from the players and the coaching staff, what they put together. I'd like to see that again. I'd like to see Javonte come down with that ball. I'd like to see Bayless hold on to it. I'd like to see the line hold up and the running backs and Hooker hit the guy running naked down the sideline. And I think those plays are all there still this week. I think Alabama, one of the biggest things they have trouble with is the running quarterback. Number two is they have trouble with pressure on the QB. And if we can get home early, I think we keep it closer than the experts think.
You know what the experts think. You know what's the line, Buck Nasty?
I haven't even looked. That's how bad and busy I've been here lately. I haven't even looked at the line. Ben, do you know what the line is?
I haven't looked because I don't want to see the line.
Yeah. I'm going to take a guess and say it's at 25.
It was 4 touchdowns. I did see that. I don't know what exactly the line was. It is 25.
Well, that shows you how bad my gambling addiction is. I get close and not even know.
Or how good you are at gambling.
I don't know. I don't know if my DraftKings account would account for that either. But no, I think if we can get some pressure on them, I think Tennessee holds this thing a lot closer than what everybody thinks they do. But we got to clean up the penalties, and we can't have the turnovers. If you're going to win a game like this, you have to play a perfect football game. And the best thing about playing Alabama is number 2 ain't in the backfield this week.
Which we talking about? Derrick Henry?
Matt Corral.
Yeah, you're right about that. Man, you're right about that.
Well, guys, I'm going to get out of your hair. I just want to holler at you a little bit and tell everybody, go Big Damn Orange.
Hey, big thanks. Big thanks. This will be the best offensive line this defensive line will go up against this season, arguably between, Georgia, Alabama, maybe Kentucky, but being Alabama's offensive line, I mean, they're an NFL line. I mean, they might have the number 1 tackle in the country, but it's going to be a tough test for this defensive line. A challenge that they're more than up for, and they'll come out and compete at a high level. But the facts are that this Alabama offensive line is stout. So, how will we compete? Will Elijah Simmons be out there? Will we be full go? Can we expect and will we get a performance from one of our players that people can look at and say, hey man, that was that player's best performance of the year? Games like this bring that type of play out of you. Games like this bring out the best. You may not win the game as a team, but games like this bring the best out. Who can we say that about up front for Tennessee? Who's going to meet that challenge? Because Alabama wants to run the football. They want to get the RPO game started, and it starts from running the ball. That's what they want to do. 865-255-03. Hour 3 is coming up. So stick around. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere. Be right back.
For what is coming up on the Swain Event.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at GarzaLaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss PRP, platelet-rich plasma. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
Good to be back, Jason. We specialize in non-surgical orthopedics, so we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints, including rotator cuff injuries, knee injuries, and elbow and foot problems by using ultrasound-guided injections with PRP. And this form of treatment helps stimulate the body's own reparative process and assist in the healing of damaged tissue.
Doc, what makes your training different than others?
I've been practicing in Knoxville for over 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. They've been the leader in this form of treatment since 1983. I also teach this form of treatment on a national and international basis to other physicians, residents, and medical students. Here in our clinic, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own PRP, which are concentrated platelets, to treat your injury. So in other words, Jason, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Do what the pros, college athletes, and I have done, and visit them online at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in PRP therapy. If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill or call 865-693-5400.
There are articles and news stories that you read about the things that people do. And when you're reading those and you start to shake your head, you start to scratch your head a little bit. You get confused. You don't understand why. You start to ask questions. But really, there's only one question that matters. What is that question, you may ask?
For what?
Swain Event fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Time for what? Ben, what you got for us today?
I am giving a for what to the an innocent woman. At least she thinks that she is innocent. But I'm giving a for what to a woman arrested for streaking naked during an 8th grade football practice. A Missouri woman who was arrested last week for allegedly streaking naked across a football field where an 8th grade football team was practicing seems to be blaming heroin for her off-the-rails behavior. Cops say Lacey, who is 27 years old, jumped over a fence at a Jefferson County, Missouri football facility where 29 boys were working on drills. Lacey was reportedly wearing just a scarf while hauling her behind across the natural grass surface. KMIZ in Missouri reports that she told officers that she had ingested heroin and then left her house naked and started looking for help because she thought the heroin was going to kill her. She was taken to a hospital and later bonded out of the Cole County Jail on a sexual misconduct charge. She has been arrested for 6 crimes and infractions since 2014. Swain, this is that's her.
Oh, I'm looking at the photo right here. She looks innocent.
Yeah.
Innocent until proven guilty, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you imagine being a 8th grade boy and seeing a naked female?
I'll be scarred because
this particular woman would scar me.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
But at that age,
my first encounter with naked person in real life is this.
Yeah, but at that age, you're trying to peek on anything, right?
I guess, but
you're trying to get a peek of anything. I know that's how Big Orange Mac was when he was in 8th grade.
Most of us was like that in 8th grade.
Speak for yourself.
This wasn't even the game. This was practice.
Practice?
I mean, I understand doing it like at a big-time game, get the attention. We've seen streakers jump on the field, soccer matches, Super Bowls. This lady did it in an 8th grade practice. Man, drugs are bad, okay? Drugs are bad. Wow. Wow. Oh, that's never been mentioned before on Swain Event. That's never happened before here. Wow. Just when you thought you've heard it all. Big Orange Mac. Good morning, Big Orange Mac.
Good morning, Jay Swizzle. Good morning, Benjamin. Hey, Ben, you know how to check bats if they're corked? Do you know how to do that? Because that boy last night, Bucky Beaver boy for L.A. hit 3 home runs. Something up with that bat. Dadgummit.
I will say I hate Chris Taylor, Big Orange Mac, because a couple of years ago, for one of my buddies' bachelor trips, we went to Chattanooga, but on Sunday we drove down to Atlanta to go to a Braves-Dodgers game, and the Braves had a no-hitter going. I can't remember which pitcher it was. I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. But one of the Braves pitchers had a no-hitter going and got to the 9th inning, and I'm sitting here thinking, y'all know how much I love baseball. I'm about to witness a no-hitter in person. This is all-time bucket list item. Seeing a no-hitter in person, and then Chris Taylor steps up the bat in the 9th inning and hits a stupid single right back up the middle to ruin the no-hitter. So I actually hate Chris Taylor for many reasons.
Yes, I remember that. Yes, I remember. Gentlemen, it's the 4th Saturday in October, and y'all know that I do not give a damn about the whole state of Alabama.
Facts.
They make me sick. I can't stand them. They low down. They dirty. And all other manner of stuff I can't say on the radio.
You forgot one thing, Big Orange Mac.
What's that, Jay?
And they stink.
And they stink. Y'all asked what would we like to see from our boys Saturday. Number one, I'd like to see the Trench Warriors offensively and defensively, I like to see the defensive line get some penetration, get on Bryce Young's tail. I like to see the O-line hold up, give Hooker, give old Henny Hook some time to, get the ball downfield, open up some holes for our running backs. And I want our receivers to straight up cook Henry To'o on some slants. Get him, just shake, break his ankles. Just shit. I want him in a wheelchair like Lieutenant Dan after the game. Just ankles shattered.
Oh, man.
That's what I want to see Saturday. That's what I want to see. And we know what they're going to compete. Y'all mentioned earlier, these guys are going to compete. They've got a lion heart. They're going to compete. They gonna go down swinging when they go down. So that's what I want to see. Gentlemen, y'all have a great day and go to hell, Bama!
I like it. Yeah, I want to see the O-line, D-line, man, just hold up, fight, because we know where the strength of Alabama football team is, and it's right there in the trenches. The offensive line is stout. I want to see us hold up, man. We got some veterans in that group, and I know they're gonna play with pride. I know they're gonna play with fight, and I want to see us hold up in that area. Tennessee, 62 tackles for loss through 7 games. Leads the SEC. Leads all Power 5 teams, and ranks second in FBS behind Troy, and they have 66. It's going to take making plays in the backfield. So we got keys to the game coming up. We got keys to the game. What has to happen for Tennessee to get this win? Sure, radio and Texas A&M wasn't too optimistic about beating Alabama.
They weren't.
So somebody got to be laying out the keys to the game. Well, that's what we'll do. When we come back, also, we'll go to the phones after these messages. Hour 3, powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam, where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
At Iris Networks, we know that business communication solutions are critical to your success. Since 1998, we've been helping businesses in East Tennessee by providing reliable and affordable high-speed fiber internet and voice solutions. That's why Iris Networks is your Tennessee communications partner. With internet speeds up to 100 gigs and work-from-anywhere solutions like mobile apps, video conferencing, and file sharing, we make sure you can stay connected to your customers and great communities we live and work in. Iris Networks, because just like you, Tennessee is our home.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Let's get to these phones because our guy, Neela Mafia, is waiting patiently. And one thing you better not do, you better not let Neela Mafia wait longer than he has to. So, Neela Mafia, good morning.
Good morning, Swain. Good
What's
morning,
up?
Ben.
Good morning.
You know, sometimes we have unsung heroes. And sometimes the hero is thrust upon us out of the middle of anonymity. And last weekend, I want you to imagine this. There's a man, simple man. He works at, I don't know, he has a factory job or he drives an Uber or, or whatever during the day. And at night he's got a side gig where he sometimes works at Thompson Bowling, or sometimes he works at Neyland, slinging concessions. Now, if you've ever sat or walked through Neyland, through the concourse, you know that the little concession areas have televisions. And this man was working in one of those areas, probably around GG or HH, somewhere right up in there. And he could hear the cries from the crowd. He could hear the groans. He could hear the roars. He could see the flashes and the lights. But he couldn't see the game because man was about business. He was there to feed his family. He was there to earn his money. But he cared, Swain. He cared deeply. And so he watched. And he watched Ole Miss players faking, dropping like flies. And in that man, Ben, switches started to flip. Little circuit breakers. They started just bang, bang, bang. And the rage, after all these years of mediocrity, after all this, it started to grow in this man. It's just simple, ordinary man, but something in him was different. And finally, they blew the call with Jacob Warren, and he glanced at the television, and he saw bottles begin to rain, and this man had had enough. And in half a second, he grabbed up a ketchup bottle. No, it wasn't full enough. He grabbed up a mayonnaise packet. No, that wouldn't make it. He grabbed a French's mustard bottle, and it had the right heft. And our man sailed out of that concession area, and our man made a right turn, and he slapped that sign that said, "I will give my all for Tennessee today." And he soared out of that concourse, and Neyland Stadium spread above him like God's own blanket, and he launched that French's mustard into a Neyland sky. And down it spiraled, heading with malice toward that S.O.B. Kiffin. Well, my man came up short. Sometimes, Swain, sometimes, Ben, that happens. In spite of your best efforts, you can't quite reach there. But I've heard people, talk about they were embarrassed about the fan base, and they were embarrassed about this, and they were embarrassed about that. And I want each and every one of y'all to know I had an epiphany that out of this mediocrity, that kind of fire in the belly of our fans is what it's going to take. Oh, sure. And the part of us we don't like to talk about cocktail parties and all that kind of thing. We condemn that man, and we say, well, that's a thing that shouldn't happen. Deep in our hearts, we want him on that wall. We need him on that wall. So if someday when the SEC and the University of Tennessee investigates and they go through their footage and they find that man's face and they drag him in front of a kangaroo court and they say, "Did you throw that mustard bottle?" He says, "I don't know what you're talking about." And they hammer at him again and they say, "Did you throw that mustard jug?" He said, "I was doing my job. I'll do it again." They say, "Did you throw that mustard jug?" And he leans up and he screams, "You're damn right I did." And that is the kind of fan it is going to take to lift us up out of this. And Swain, in years to come, his sacrifice will be remembered with a double Rashawn's. His sacrifice will not be forgotten. And there are those who have sat all our lives waiting for moments just like this. And we will sing songs of praise to that magnificent man, and we will lift him up in hosannas. Go to hell, Alabama. Fellas, have a good day.
Just gold. Just pure gold. I have nothing. I have nothing to add. Just pure gold from Neela Mafia. One of Neela Mafia's best masterpieces that he shared with us today. That's the question. I mean, What's going to be the reaction when people find out like who actually threw the mustard? Because that's been a running joke. I mean, I was doing a radio down in Birmingham yesterday. Like, did you hear it?
I heard the beginning.
Did you hear where they tried to throw some shade about the mustard? Try to make a joke about the mustard? So I was asked a question about, you know, the areas that we were better. And so I didn't understand the question. I didn't know if he would meant like, okay, what areas are we better than Alabama, or what areas are we better than last year? So I asked that question, and the host kind of laughed. He's like, no, we ain't better than Alabama anything except for throwing mustard. And like, yo, for a split second, I want to be like, here, Rashawn Golden style on him. Like my immediate reaction was that, because I was Tennessee fan at that little dig. Like, I was like, yo, you want to fight?
You should have hung up.
Man, that was my immediate emotional response. But I just asked the questions, like, you know, he told me, no, I mean, you know, what areas that Tennessee improved in. So I went through and explained what areas Tennessee had, you know, improved in, basically every area, right? And I explained why, and the chemistry and the culture and all that good stuff. But you know, I didn't let the interview pass without mentioning Harvey Updike. Oh yeah, one person threw a mustard bottle, but yeah, one person went to go poison a tree and then told on himself on national television. So we can do that if you want to.
What'd he say?
He's like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, you got me there, got it, yeah, good point there. So like,
yeah, you better sit down and shut up, you little.
Like, I was like, whoa now, whoa. I ain't like the way he laughed that, you know, Tennessee's just not better than Alabama in any area. It may be true, but I didn't like the laugh. The laugh bothered me as a Tennessee guy, as a former player. Like, the laugh did bother me. And I just can't wait for the day where, you know, it's different. And I understand why it's the way it is. And like, no one's sitting here and predicting the upset. And yeah, Alabama is better in every area. I mean, we probably have to rack our brain to sit here and go, okay, where's Tennessee's advantage? Like, what, kicker? But Alabama got a good kicker now. So we understand what it is. But thank you for the phone call, Neela Mafia. Man, some of your best work. You are a treasure. You are a gift to the Swain Event. So, man, thank you. Thank you so much for that phone call, man. Really, really appreciate it. 865-255-03. Ben, what you got there on the text box?
That an Alabama fan literally murdered a Texas A&M fan after Texas A&M beat Alabama, and yet nobody's talking about that. I don't understand. That is from Vol in Birmingham, and he responds with, Alabama fans are hypocrites. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. My hate for Alabama cannot be explained. I would root for the Taliban over Alabama. If the Taliban got 22 football players to line up and play a football game against Alabama, I would root for the Taliban, and I don't care. That's how much I hate Alabama. I cannot put into words how much I hate Alabama. So yes, the hypocrisy has been something that has got on my nerves this week.
Play calling from Green X is Tennessee's advantage. I mean, hey, it's always easy to call plays if you're Alabama OC when you got 5 stars at your disposal. You got some of the most electric players on the outside at your disposal. But Josh Heupel is a play calling son of a gun, that's for sure. But the offensive line will have to hold up better than it did against Ole Miss to be able to have that creativity.
Well, Tennessee is always better than Alabama in one area on the football field.
What's that?
Chase McGrath and Paxton Brooks.
Well, I mean, I don't even know that this year because Bama's kickers are actually better than they have been in the past. So I'll shut up. Who's on the phone?
Westfall.
Good morning.
Huh? What the heck is that?
You dirty, man. Ben did it on purpose, man. I think he meant to call you West End Vol. You dirty. Ben dirty, man. Fallstone, good morning. Ben dirty.
I know he's dirty.
He's so petty.
Hey, he just, he's just jealous because I get to hang out on West End. He's got to go to Third Town.
I'll be on West End on Sunday. Well, actually, I won't be on West End. I'll be on East End, a.k.a. Broadway, on Sunday. Watching the Titans whoop up on the Chiefs. Have you seen the Chiefs rushing
We'll
defense?
see if they can pull off 2 in a row.
MVP, Derrick Henry. Say that again.
I said we'll see if they can pull off 2 in a row.
I mean, hey, I wouldn't be surprised. The Chiefs are 500 right now, and Derrick Henry is, I think, the league MVP at this point of the season. I mean, he's almost at 1,000 yards, and no one's ever, even close to him within 200 yards.
Over Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray and then Derrick Henry. Golly.
Yep.
But I'll say this. I think Derrick Henry's going to run wild on Sunday because that Chiefs rushing defense is awful, and they've had some serious issues in the secondary. It's been funny to see Tyrann Mathieu throwing up his hands at the other safety Sorensen
That's
3
the best.
times.
It's the best.
This year.
What you doing, man?
Oh man, what are you doing?
Come on, man.
But as fun as it will be to watch Derrick Henry go up against that Chiefs defense, that Titans defense versus Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill may not be as fun.
Yeah, they're gonna have problems.
I just don't. I don't understand how the Titans defense continues to be an issue every single freaking year. Every year, as long as I've been living, the Titans defense feels like it's been an issue. Why?
Yeah, and it's usually been the secondary.
Yes, and now that they don't have any good linebackers, all they have is Jeffrey Simmons up front. It's a cluster.
Guys, let's talk about more important things. Was that not the greatest takeoff of a few good men you've ever heard out of Neela Mafia?
That was wonderful. That was some of Neela Mafia's best work.
I mean, that phone call needs to be archived and put up on Twitter.
We'll do it. We'll do it.
We will.
Absolutely outstanding.
You are ordered to do it, Ben.
See, what had happened was I forgot to press record.
Once again, Ben has failed us.
We
course,
have
that's
it.
no surprise.
We have it.
The only thing worse than having to go to Third Town is to be in a major city in the state of Tennessee with Bama fans everywhere. Everywhere.
Just smack them.
I saw more Bama crap on Tennessee cars than I did Tennessee stuff this week.
It's the worst.
Disgusting. It's hateful. Why do you hate yourself?
It's the worst.
Hey, at least I'm evening it out. I still have my Alabama license plate, but I've got Tennessee stuff on my Alabama license plate. And I'm trying to even it out.
You're not helping, Ben. That's not helping.
You're not helping because actually you're supposed to change that over to Tennessee tags like after 30 days.
Well, that's if I own the car. I don't own my car.
Loophole.
Nick Saban's name's still on it. Okay.
That's right. Nick Saban and Nate Oates.
Oh, my goodness. It's awful funny for Bama fans to come out and complain about a golf ball and a mustard bottle when they literally murder people after losses. Literally. You had against A&M, somebody was murdered. You had when they lost to Auburn, the kick six, somebody was murdered. They literally murder people and kill trees. But y'all want to try to make fun of us over a mustard bottle and a golf ball and a few water bottles.
And some people would say that the life of a tree is more important than the life of a person.
That's
true.
There's some folks out there, these tree huggers that would agree with you there.
Stick to
Let's go back to the spring. Fall baseball showed us the way. We will embrace the role of the villain. We have T-shirts. We don't care about you. We don't care about you. And if you want us to be the villain, we are more than happy to step up, especially this week.
Are you angry this morning?
I was getting ready to say, Volstorm, you had a good night's sleep last night. You have a lot of energy this morning.
Yeah, I got a good night's sleep because I finally got back home. I got my voice back, so I'm, all the people could call in and complain about me yelling into the phone. I don't care.
I can tell your voice is back because all the meters over here are like red. It skipped past yellow. It went straight from green to red over here.
0 to 100 real quick.
You need to change those out to orange.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness. Guys, I'm not expecting a lot. I'm expecting fight out of our team tomorrow. I'm not expecting a win. Of course not. But I still say if Hooker's not 100%, we're stupid to play him.
What about 85%?
We're going to have to be in that 95%
But
range.
he's a football player. 8 games in, you're not going to be 90, 95, 100%.
I mean, like, Hendon only has guaranteed – how many games left we got? 5 more games?
Including tomorrow.
So 17 opportunities.
Well, 6 because we're going to a bowl game.
Well, guaranteed. You're
We go to a bowl
guaranteed.
Well,
Guaranteed
he can
17
play Bama
opportunities.
next year when they're up here.
Well, I'm saying you count the rest of these games, and then you count next year's 12. Like, you got 17 opportunities. And if Hendon looks at it that way, he's like, that's not a lot, and I want to go. That's how I would look at it. That's why I'm over here with, one ankle looking like a grapefruit, and the other ankle look like an orange, because I thought about how I would feel 10 years from now and would I regret not playing. And I mean,
do you regret playing?
No, I don't. Actually, I don't. I don't at all. So
No, of course you don't.
I mean, I
But
just
if he's not able to go full speed, which he'll have to keep from really getting injured, then he'll get injured worse.
Here's if in my opinion, and obviously I am no doctor. But it's a
we know.
It's a bruise.
You're barely a journalist.
I don't even consider myself a journalist, so thank you for the compliment. It's a bruise. So if he plays tomorrow and then he doesn't play against Kentucky after the bye week, I think it would be because of a different injury. Like I don't think that this is an injury that's going to extend past the next 2 weeks to where he can't play down the road.
Yeah. A bruise can be you can
and do
manage
you
that.
really want Joe Milton or Harrison Bailey playing this weekend?
I'd rather.
No, you don't.
If it meant that we had Hendon Hooker at almost full strength for Kentucky, you better believe it.
Yeah, I
ain't with it.
Volstorm and man, I appreciate the call, man. Hopefully we see you soon. I don't want to see anybody at quarterback besides Hendon Hooker. Like that's just my honest opinion right now. It's my honest feeling right now. I can't fake it. I just don't want to see anybody else besides number 5 back there.
I agree with Volstorm's thought. I just don't think the injury is that serious to where it needs to be the thought.
Yeah, because it's a bruise.
Right.
Yeah, it's a bruise. It's
not
about
like-
managing pain.
Right.
It's not structurally in question.
Right.
It's a bruise. It's all about, pain management and, hopefully getting blood to that area as quick as possible so that way you alleviate some of that pain. And it's amazing what the technology that we have when it comes to our training room that will allow us to do that. So, treatment around the clock. He got about 4 or 5 degrees. He don't need to go to class. Just spend the night in the training room. He don't need to go to class. Practice, training room. So it should be good. He already got a couple degrees. He's like 38 years old. So let's go back to the phones.
We got Corey involved.
Corey involved, good morning.
What's up?
What's up?
What up? Hey, no, I like the conversation about the bruise there. I was thinking, it kind of reminded me of, I used to race arena cross back in the off season when I wasn't playing football and high school, and one time I hit, I don't know if you know anything about dirt bikes, Wayne, I'd say Ben probably does.
Oh, he went to Buckhorn High School. That's all they know out there in the country.
I hit my shin, I believe it was, on a peg once, really, really hard. I mean, I'm talking like really hard, and it was a bone bruise, and I just know from my experience that, yeah, it hurts like the dickens. It's pretty bad. But the one thing that the doctor was telling me, he said that, it's just ice, heat, and compression, like the training staff knows what they're doing. I'm sure Hooker's getting that as many times as he wants it. But moving it and staying moving and keeping the blood flowing through it is one of the best things that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Let the blood run across it and let your body do its work. I mean, I just don't like that, I'm going to go into a shell just because he's not fully, at full strength and full go. I don't think we should play him because I'm saving him. You and I both know that Coach Heupel ain't like that. He does not roll that way. That's not what he does. But that's kind of my take on it. But I got one thing I want to pass by you guys real quick. So, I don't even know what Bama's fight song is. Don't really care.
I don't either.
But you know what they really should change it to?
What's that?
You don't have to be lonely at cousinsonly.com. Go Balls.
Oh, man. Never gets old. Never gets old. I can only laugh so much, though, Ben. I only laugh so much.
Because you are from Alabama.
I'm from Alabama.
You're not from Alabama. You're from Tennessee.
And my dad's side, from Alabama, I started digging into Ancestry.com. I was like, yeah, I'm good. Never mind. Yeah, I don't want no more. I'm good. I am good. I will just use my imagination. I'm good. All right, who's on the phone?
We've got Mike in North Georgia.
Mike in North Georgia, good morning.
Good morning, fellas. How we doing?
Man, wonderful, wonderful. How are you?
I'm great. It's a beautiful day outside. The phone calls are absolutely having me in tears down here in North Georgia. And my gosh, go to you-know-where, Alabama.
I'm with it.
Fellas, I was just reminded a moment ago and was reminded earlier in the week as well. I meant to call earlier, got carried away and forgot about Hendon's promise to himself when he had to struggle with COVID.
Yep.
And the promise that he made himself when he had COVID, that he would, respect the game and play it as hard as he can. And what you just said about him only having a few limited opportunities left to play the game, I got to say, if he's healthy and he's comfortable going, I bet he goes tomorrow.
All right, that's what I thought about too. I'm glad you were able to kind of lay it out a little bit better than me, but I thought about the poem that he wrote, the promise to himself to respect this game and love this game and give this game everything that he had if he was able to play it again when he was in the hospital and there was question about whether he'll be able to play again. And so when you have that type of experience, you're not going to let a bone bruise on your knee keep you from playing if you are anywhere close to 90%. It'll be hard to keep me off the field, especially the relationship that I have formed with my teammates, because I would feel guilty that I'm leaving them out to dry and not being there to fight alongside them. So that's how I would feel if I was Hendon.
Absolutely, 100%. I'll be honest, when he committed to us, I was thinking, well, we're getting a good runner, but I just don't know about him as a passer. But the way that he's fought and played this year, I mean, he's just making us really fall in love with the way he plays. I mean, he's really holding up his end of the bargain with what he said he was going to do after his COVID battle. He's been admirable, and he's fought really, really hard, and he's going to go down as one of our favorites probably for a few years to come, just with the way that he's fought and played. And I just can't help but think it originates from his mindset after his COVID battle there.
For sure. For sure.
But I wanted to call earlier this week and just mention all of the bad that could come out of our former head coach's threats, but it's the day before the Bama game. I ain't going there. Go to you-know-where, Alabama, and go Big Orange. Love you guys.
Hey, man. Much love. Thank you so much for the phone call. Listen, Jerome Carvin said it during Tennessee Prime on Tuesday that this game is 80% mental. I think it's even higher than that. I think it's even higher than that. This game is mental. How you prepare, how you handle success, how do you handle failure, how do you handle criticism. It's mental. It's a decision. It's a mindset. This game is mental. Of course, you're going to have your bumps and your bruises, and sometimes when you get hurt, you telling yourself you're more hurt than maybe you actually are. That's also mental. Man, I don't know if I can go. Those are negative thoughts you're putting in your head. I can battle through. Those are positive thoughts that you put in your head. And we usually do what we tell ourselves what we can and can't do. We usually follow up those thoughts. So this game is mental. And these players understand that, because what's changed so much from last year to this year? It's not like these guys got bigger and stronger and all that faster. It's not like they went Captain America, went into the Army with some scrawny little guy. Had to be careful.
It's just really sad to see Volstorm become so soft. I mean, he goes over to West End, spends a week over there around Vanderbilt's football program, and he comes back to Knoxville soft as you know what. I mean, Charmin soft. I mean, come on. A grown man out there playing football. He's got a bruise. It's the third Saturday in October. Quit being soft, Vol Sprinkle.
Volstorm trying to put a Band-Aid on his knee. One of those kitty Band-Aids. Golly.
Also, I'm trying to put a kitty Band-Aid. He's trying to put him in like a knee brace and not have him play. Trying to put him in a wheelchair.
Come on, Volstorm.
We're trying to put him in a Band-Aid to send him out there. Hey, look. Take these 2 pills right here. Mm-hmm. Take this shot, and you'll be good to go.
Mm-hmm. We're going Coach Kimber, whatever his name is, from Varsity Blues. Can he play? Here's some duct tape. There you go. You'll be all right. Get out there. All right, who's next on the phone?
Tremel
from Chattanooga. Hey, Tremel, you got the Underground Railroad for Ben?
Yeah, you know I do. You know I got y'all, man. Ben, what time you usually come?
Well, tonight or today, I'm planning on leaving tonight, so I don't have to deal with traffic during the day.
What time are you leaving, though? That's what I'm asking.
My goal is to leave Knoxville about 6 or 7.
Okay. You should be good then. Yeah, you should be good by then, man.
But it's Friday.
Oh, yeah, this Friday too, though.
No, Tremel. You supposed to be Tremel Tuckman, man. You supposed to have the Underground Railroad. Let's go.
What's the secret to get through Chattanooga, Tremel?
What's that, Tremel? You stupid, man.
I know.
No, for real though. If you leave, probably like I don't know, just wait an extra 20 before you leave. Where you normally
what time?
Leave. An extra 20 minutes, then you gonna normally leave.
Extra 20 minutes?
What? 20 minutes?
That's the advice that you have for driving through Chattanooga. Leave 20 minutes early.
Extra 20 hours. No, be leaving in the middle of the night.
Yes, listen, y'all. It's crazy how it happens too, and it pisses me off more than anything because it's usually just one truck, probably a newbie, driving up that hill around the embankment, and he don't know how to switch the gears to get up the hill, and it's crazy because when you get there, it's like nothing. You're like, man, what's going? It's nothing here, and it drives me crazy.
So you blaming this on 118-wheeler?
It happens. Listen, it happens around.
So you blaming all the traffic on 118-wheeler?
bruh, listen to me. I promise you, dude. Listen, you think I'm playing? It's not a joke. It happens, bro. I promise you.
Oh, that happens.
I promise you.
But the problem is there's too many cars going through those roads.
And listen to me. If somebody gets from Chattanooga can call in, I promise you they'll tell you it's usually like a truck or two that can't make it around that dang embankment fast enough, and it slows up the whole traffic. That is no lie, y'all. I promise y'all that. Straight up.
I don't think Rev or Neil Mafia appreciate you blaming Chattanooga traffic just on them.
Hey, no, they probably drive good. They know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
They know what I'm talking about.
I'm with Rodney.
They know what I'm talking about. Anyway.
What you sipping on this morning, Tramel?
Huh? Do what?
What are you sipping on this morning?
Rodney said you already drunk.
Nah, I ain't drunk. I ain't even on the pain meds no more.
That was my next question.
Oh man.
What?
Oh goodness. All right, Tramel, I know you ain't call in and talk about traffic.
I didn't. But I think you was talking about when y'all was at Tuesday night.
Yeah, Tennessee Prime.
Prime. I was gonna go to that same thing. Something caught my eye. You always talk about it. Playing on the road. I ain't never played at that level. And he said he liked playing on the road. And you always bring it up like, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, some players play better on the road. Some players, you always bring that up. Like, what is that? Like, is it just not being under the pressure of your fans? Or is it shutting the crowd up? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was your favorite thing you're doing? What scoring a touchdown at the crib? You know what I'm saying? Or scoring a touchdown away and shutting up the crowd? You know what I'm saying? Because it's two different emotions, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that would be my question to you. You know what I'm saying? And then I want to know if is there the difference, because you always bring that up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I would guess there's a lot of players play better on the road. I guess that's a big thing that, you know what I'm saying, that most of, people that ain't played on that level would understand. And I'll get out of here, but I'm telling you, man, if you leave at that time, man, I promise you, man, you'll be all right.
Thanks for the advice,
All right.
Shamel. Extra 20 minutes. It's just playing at home, and there's advantages. Don't get me wrong. Like, if I had my choice, I would want to play at home, right? But there's distractions. There's more distractions at home than when you are away. So when you hit the stadium from the hotel, you go straight into the visiting locker room. There's no huge vol walk. There's none of that. It's just straight to the locker room, and it's a small locker room, and it's not comfortable at all. But it's more business-like. It's more business-like. You get off the plane, boom, you get that police escort because you're on a very tight schedule. So you get that police escort when you're traveling inside of that, inside of that, the city or the town that you're playing into, playing at. And it's just, you don't have to worry about getting tickets for your family members, for your friends. It's just less distractions. And you're just locked in, you're laser focused. You just love to see the opposing fans mad. And same way that teams come in here and they want to see our fans, mad. And they, we see the players waving at our fans when they make a play. I saw Matt Corral blow a kiss after one of his, long runs. I think it was a touchdown, something like that. No, somebody else scored a touchdown pass that he threw, and he blew the kiss on the way to the sideline to the fans. I saw that. And when fans are booing you and cheering against you, that just motivates you to go out there and beat them. So I know Casey Clausen, I remember that. He always talked about how he preferred playing on the road because he that got him going. That got him going so much. But most of my touchdowns that I've scored in my career have been at home. I was sitting here thinking about it I scored 2 touchdowns at Vanderbilt. All the rest of my touchdowns were at home. And so it's just something about that home cooking. Let's go back to the phones. And really, Vanderbilt's kind of like a home game. So really, all of them been scored at home.
So what you're saying is you did 0 on the road. You did nothing on the road.
I didn't get to the end zone.
You didn't contribute on the road.
I didn't get to the end zone. I can say that.
So basically what you're saying is you and I have the same amount of touchdowns against Alabama on the road, and Florida and Georgia.
Correct. That is correct. That is correct.
But Vanderbilt.
I got you.
We've got Rev.
Rev, good morning.
First off, Tremel, don't be coming on here spitting all the wrong facts about truck drivers, saying we the cause of traffic. No. If anything we have learned from the COVID pandemic and all that quarantine last year, that non-essential personnel is the cause of traffic. Tell me when you can go through Atlanta at 4 p.m. and do 70 miles per hour. Never. Exactly. I could when everybody was quarantined. See, he here spitting all the wrong facts. Second off, why'd you get offended by reading my text, Swain? I heard that. I didn't really want to read it, Rev. Why? Because I got a friend who's a Bama fan?
But listen, I don't want fans feeling sorry for us, man. I don't like when opposing fans feel sorry for us.
And it makes me mad that he feels so sorry for us that he can't even talk smack. He doesn't even want to. Like that right there just makes my blood boil. Now, last time I talked smack to him was 2015 when we scored like 3 minutes to go. Man, I was sending him all kinds of nasty things. I seen those Vince Carter where the throat slash is over. It's over.
Yeah.
And he was all quiet. And then after, they come back and won, he sent a text. He goes, "You good, bro?"
New phone. Who this?
Didn't say nothing. Nah, man, but I'm still hot on Red Ole Miss game, man. Like, I know it's been hard on all week. I ain't gonna sit here and talk about it, but I'm still mad about it. And in response, Turkey Man calling Paul Feinbaum, why?
Do you have like a back pocket list this morning?
Oh man. I've been listening to y'all all morning. I ain't had a chance to call you because I've been extremely busy. I've been going since 5 a.m. I'm hyped up on coffee and caffeine.
What?
I'm ready for the weekend.
Your other fellow truck drivers got you stuck in traffic in Chattanooga this morning?
Oh, I'm in Knoxville. I'm in Maryville right now.
Mm-hmm.
You must be off today.
Oh, no. I'm helping this company move warehouses.
Ah.
No, but don't call Paul Feinbaum. We don't talk to traders around here. All right? We don't do that. But as far as this weekend, message to the team, who cares if they're number 2, number 3, number 4? Who cares? Who cares if they say they're better than you? And don't be calling Henry to your brother. He ain't your brother no more. He wearing that crimson, gross color red, or whatever y'all want to call it. Don't let them out-effort you on the field. That's all I want to see. Effort. Effort plays make the difference in the game. And that's all it is. Talent don't overcome effort. Coaching don't overcome effort. Effort can't be coached. That's all I got for today, Swain. Go Vols.
Thank you, Rev. Let's keep it going.
We've got Pepper from Marion County.
Pepper from Marion County. Pepper, good morning.
What's up, fellas?
What's
How you
up?
doing?
Man, wonderful. How are you?
Oh, I'm alive. I'm kicking. Ready for tomorrow.
That's good to hear.
So I live pretty close to Chattanooga. I actually work in Chattanooga. I drive in Chattanooga every day.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, if you're leaving at that time of day, you shouldn't have nothing really to worry about when you're coming through Chattanooga. And the mountain or road that Tremaine was talking about is called the Ridge Cut. And he's talking about going a completely different direction. He's headed towards Knoxville. You're going to be coming from Knoxville, so you ain't got to worry about that part. You should be good there. But I was wanting to talk about the game, too. Man, I really hope and I pray that we don't go down there just trying to make it through it. You know what I mean? I can't handle that, man. I mean, they're Division I football players. You know, put up or shut up. It's mono-y-mono. You know, grow some balls, let's go. You know what I mean? It just, I don't know. Swain, if it was your situation, if you was in that situation during your playing career, which I know you probably was a lot of the times, would you play Saturday?
Without a doubt.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of, I know it's a rough sport, and I know it's rough on their body and all that and stuff, but, man, if I could walk, I'd play. You know what I mean? I just hope they leave it on the field, man.
No, they do that. They'll do that, man. They showed us that all season long, my friend. They've shown us that all season long. And thank you so much, Pepper, for the phone call. We got to take a break. Our last break of the week here. 865-255-03 is our telephone number. And Ben, as you are driving from the state of Tennessee to the state of Alabama, one thing that will make that ride sweet would be an official Tennessee license plate. Official UT license plate available at your county clerks across the state of Tennessee. $15 of your $35 annual specialty plate fee will go to support student scholarships at the University of Tennessee. So talk to your county clerk or visit alumni.utk.edu for more information and ask for the KA plate, which stands for Knoxville Alumni. It's orange. It got the checkerboard, Power T. Let them know. Let them know where you are from. Let them know that you are VFL. Let them know that you are Tennessee through and through. Let them know that you bleed orange while you're on the road. You can do that with the Tennessee license plate, official Tennessee license plate. We'll take a quick break, come back after these messages. Stay with us. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
Good morning, Swain Event crew. Fall is here, and according to the big box stores, it's Christmas time too. This time of year is traditionally a busy one for the East Tennessee real estate market, and it will continue through the end of 2021 as well. Most people think the holidays aren't the right time to buy and sell. However, it is one of the best times to jump in the market. To find out more, just give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, at 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. And go Vols!
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799. Litter is a big problem in Tennessee, but together we can do big things. We can make our cities, our waterways, our roads cleaner and safer. The Tennessee Department of Transportation is committed to reducing litter in our communities, but we need your help to do it. There are over 100 million pieces of litter in our roads at any given time, and it costs TDOT about $19 million a year just to clean it up. The first step to keeping Tennessee beautiful is to rally behind these three simple words: Nobody trashes Tennessee. Join the Nobody Trashes Tennessee movement at NobodyTrashesTennessee.com. We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss PRP, platelet-rich plasma. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
Good to be back, Jason. We specialize in non-surgical orthopedics, so we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints, including rotator cuff injuries, knee injuries, and elbow and foot problems by using ultrasound-guided injections with PRP. And this form of treatment helps stimulate the body's own reparative process and assist in the healing of damaged tissue.
Doc, what makes your training different than others?
I've been practicing in Knoxville for over 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. They've been the leader in this form of treatment since 1983. I also teach this form of treatment on a national and international basis to other physicians, residents, and medical students. Here in our clinic, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own PRP, which are concentrated platelets, to treat your injury. So in other words, Jason, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Do what the pros, college athletes, and I have done and visit them online at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in PRP therapy.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work-from-anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over. If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. irisnetworksusa.com.
Swain Event fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. And boy, did we experience some top 100 BBQ yesterday at Dead End Barbecue with our guy Chris Lofton. Man, you should have saw Chris Lofton's eyes light up when he saw Ben walk through the door. It's Ben, my man Ben. Chris Lofton loves some Ben McKee.
I don't know why.
So got a chance to break bread with the GOAT, the legend. And you guys, man, had the Bernie Mac. And I ate like a little kid.
I don't even. What'd you have? Chicken tenders?
I had the boneless chicken.
God.
I had the boneless chicken wing. Boneless chicken wings, a.k.a. chicken nuggets, chicken tenders.
So disappointed.
Hey, man, I went chicken and I went mixed greens, man. That's what I did. That's what I did, man. What y'all don't know.
You're disappointing.
What y'all don't know was the day before I took my daughter to lunch because she didn't go to school. We had to deal with, doctor's visits and things like that. So for lunch, I took her to that in because that's what she wanted. So that was like back to back for me. So I got something different the day before, but yesterday I didn't want a ton of carbs. So I went with the greens, man. I went with the greens and some chicken.
Don't want carbs.
I didn't want carbs yesterday. So, hey, man, that's where I went. It was fantastic. Then we had the sausage and cheese plate.
Y'all had the sausage and cheese plate.
Yeah, we did. You was late listening to Hypo
Say nothing.
Talk about nothing on a Thursday before playing Alabama. So Chris was like, hey, what? Chris has been there so many times. But
He knows the deal.
He still's like, hey, what's them little things? Chris, you know what they are. It's sausage and cheese plate. Yeah. Sausage and cheese plate. I want that. He loves that, man. So we got that. And there was a few left when you got there, Ben. There's a little scraps left over for you. Gentlemen, make your health a priority with a quick and easy health assessment at the Low T Center. They specialize in men's wellness and follow strict medical guidelines for your health and your safety. Low T Center, one of the leading men providers in the country, folks. So if you're feeling tired, you're feeling grumpy, you've noticed that weight gain, loss of muscle mass, these could all be signs of low T. This also could be signs of low thyroid or even sleep apnea. So allow Low T Center to determine the cause and help. Low T Center is offering self-inject, monitored at home testosterone treatments, providing convenience. These are just $155 a month for self-pay or covered by most health insurance. LowTCenter.com, reinventing men's health care. You better not look down on me on my dead end selections.
Oh, I'm looking down on you.
Let's see here. Got some people are trying to help you out, man, with your trip, giving you directions and instructions to bypass some of that bad Chattanooga traffic.
I know. I appreciate it.
You ain't gonna take it though.
No, well, I always check. It depends on how red my map will be when I leave. If it's super red going through Chattanooga, then I get off on one of those exits around Athens, and it takes you like towards the Watts Bar Dam.
Yeah.
And then like down towards Soddy Daisy, I think. You run parallel with the interstate, and then it puts you right on the curve. You go through like down. Well, actually, it takes you out into South Pittsburgh. I've taken that route before to avoid traffic.
Hey man, this is the weekend to do it, man. Just get around that traffic, man. Get around that traffic. Well, you leaving Saturday. You might be all right.
I'm leaving tonight, fool.
Well, that's right. Yeah, you in trouble.
I should be okay if I leave around 6 or 7.
Should be. All right. Quickly, let's give our keys to the game, my friend, for a Tennessee win.
Tennessee has to score more points than Alabama.
Really?
I really hate that Tennessee isn't fully healthy to give themselves a chance at this upset, because like with Cade, with Tyon, with Hendon, like that's an offense that can threaten Alabama. That offense is playing better football than the Texas A&M offense that went into the A&M Bama game and then just flipped a switch and beat Alabama on that night. So I really wish we could see a healthy Tennessee offense, because quite frankly, I just Dane Davis, Jeremiah Crawford, whoever plays right tackle, I think it's going to have a long night. And you saw that have an impact against Ole Miss and against Alabama. I unfortunately have a hard time believing Tennessee's going to have a successful time moving the football. So if Tennessee is going to have success moving the football, Dane Davis, Jeremiah Crawford, whoever plays right tackle in place of Cade, going to have to play the game of their life. Somehow, some way, I don't know if you line up Jacob Warren, Princeton Fant off tackle, they're going to have to have a big game in the trenches. Those two tight ends helping the right tackle, in my opinion. Running back, whether Tyon plays, whether it's Jabari, Laneith Whitehead, D. Beckwith, they're going to have to help in pass pro as well. If the offense is going to have success, it's going to be because it's a group effort to help replace Cade Mays. And defensively, got to find a way to force a turnover or two. Just as was the case going into Ole Miss. You were able to force Matt Corral into his first interception, and it gave the offense the ball in the fourth quarter with a chance to go take the lead. That's all you can ask for from a defensive perspective. So as cliche as it sounds, just fundamental football, swarming to the ball, gang tackling, don't have missed assignments, and just be in the right place. And when the break comes your way, take advantage of it. So I don't know that one turnover is good enough to give Tennessee a shot at winning this football game. I think they need to force multiple turnovers. And if they can do that and get some pressure on Bryce Young, who has been inconsistent at times with decision-making, then maybe the defense can give the offense a chance to play catch-up.
Yeah, I mean, Bryce Young has been, he's been lighting the world on fire, as far as yards. And, he's very mature for his age and calm and cool and collected in the pocket. Alabama lost the turnover margin against Texas A&M. And if you're going to beat Alabama, you got to win that area. I think Tennessee needs a special teams touchdown somehow, some way, whether it's a block punt, block field goal. We saw that play. Kentucky, Florida. I think it's going to take that. I think Tennessee has to do something special on special teams. Carolina hit us with a, fake punt, threw it for a touchdown. I think it's going to take that. Also, I think it's going to take multiple shots downfield with success. Ole Miss, when Hugh Freeze was there, hit some passes on some 50-50 balls downfield. I think we will have to take our fair share. And they don't have to be extremely deep because you're not probably going to have enough time to sit back there in the pocket, wait for the receiver to get 30, 40 yards down the field anyways. You can hit some of those fade routes without it being 50-yard throws. I think we're going to need some of those for sure, along with special teams touchdown. And I think that gives you a chance. That gives you a chance. We've averaged about 9 tackles for a loss per game. And I think it's going to take that, maybe even more. So Tim Banks at the beginning of the season was asked, okay, what defense are you running? And the answer that he gave was multiple. And that changes from week to week depending on who you're playing. And you're not going to just line up straight up and beat these guys physically. So it's just a week that we see some exotic adjustments. Ole Miss runs a 3-2-6, and we saw what Alabama did to that. I'm not saying go that extreme, but do we see something on defense that Tim Banks is rolling out for the first time to try to confuse the Alabama offensive line, to try to confuse Bryce Young, who's still wet behind the ears, even though he's very mature and very calm in the pocket. So you got to create turnovers. You got to go into the bag, special teams. One thing I will say about Pruitt, man, he wasn't scared about kicking onside kicks. Some middle dribbles. This is the game. Let it all out. Monday, we'll be back to talk about it all. We'll be live at Beatty Chevrolet, Parkside Drive. Big thanks to all of our guests this week. Ben, safe travels to you, my friend.
I just hope I return.
I know, right? To the state of Alabama and from the state of Alabama. Just make sure when you get back, you take a shower.
Oh, I will.
For Ben McKee, I'm Jason Swain. Hope you have a great day. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Peace and love. We are out.